What is good, people? How are we doing this fine evening? All right, listen, guys, we got a lot to cover today because the Manosphere, as we know it, is on fire, people. Okay? Yeah. Okay, I know. You know what I'm saying, too. When is it not on fire? All right? Every time we turn on the news, all right, some crap that is going on in the Manosphere. Some dude is getting their feelings hurt, all right, because maybe one content creator is doing content with their worst enemy and they feel some type of way about it. Or another content creator may feel bad because they didn't come to their buddy's defense when everybody was slamming on them, and now they want to just defend them no matter what. How petty the argument is, it don't matter. They will defend them until the day they die. That's the drama we have come to in this space. So yes, folks, you are right. All right. Every day it does seem as though that, like, this place seems to be falling apart. But listen, that don't mean we cannot have fun, people, and watch this whole thing fall apart. And now some of y'all who are coming in here, y'all probably say, yo, Duke, that is such a harsh thing to say. All right. The Manosphere, it helps men. Okay, it helps men. All right, they understand women better and they navigate the world so they can take control of their lives, right? And that's part of some of the rhetoric you hear from some of these guys, right? And for those of you guys who genuinely believe that, you're freaking wrong. Okay, the Manosphere doesn't stand for any of that but taking money out of your wallet. That's all these guys care about. All their messaging, all their clowning and buffoonery, it's come down to this magnificent point. The point where they all fall apart. And you know what's crazy about this? What's crazy about this is all of this was all self-inflicted by them. Yes, this turmoil and the falling apart of the Manosphere that we're seeing today is because of infighting, okay? What you're seeing right now is basically the rumblings that have been going on underneath the surface while these guys want to come out and lie to you and sing Kumbaya and pretend like everything is hunky-dory and good, right? And some of these guys, the whole reason that they're pretending everything's hunky-dory and good is so that way they can control the narrative, right? And that's why we have Manosphere talking points out there that are echoed by, students of people who consider themselves godfathers, right? And speaking of godfathers, there are plenty of godfathers in this space, okay? Right? And Godfather in the Manosphere, it's not like Godfather, in the mob world, okay? Godfather in the mob world, everybody know who the Godfather is, all right? You know who you pay your respects to, okay? When the bill or when the cash comes in, you know who got to get their cut, all right? You got to pass it up the chain, all right? Those are real godfathers. The guy can snap the fingers and kind of make things happen, all right? Well, that doesn't actually exist in the Manosphere space, okay? And what actually exists in the Manosphere are a bunch of boys, a bunch of servants, pretty much running around here pretending to be kings, okay? That's what we have going on today. So do not get it twisted, all right? Today, we are going to be covering Rollo Tomassi, the godfather of this Manosphere space, and we're gonna hopefully this episode has you guys understand what everyone else has been talking about when it comes to this guy and relationships. All right, how a lot of these red pill guys, particularly their leader, okay, they're not good when it comes to relating to other men. They don't know how to build good relationships. Matter of fact, I would listen, guys, I would even go as far as to say some of these guys, especially Rollo Tomassi, cannot get by or succeed in the Manosphere without starting some kind of drama, and it's usually with someone who was a former business ally or some kind of former partner of them, right? And if you notice, it's the same thing we see with a lot of these guys who've been caught basically fracturing themselves and infighting amongst each other. What happens is because one didn't want to collaborate the other, but then their best friend collaborated with them, and now they're all kind of pissed off. Guys, this is the exact same bullshit we're talking about. All right, so listen. All right, I know I've been talking. We kind of got into it, and I almost forgot. Let me turn my music down. Matter of fact, let me turn it off. Okay, and let's go ahead and hit the like button so we can really get into what we got to get in today. Okay, because listen, folks. Again, like I said in the last episode, everything that is happening now, it is all y'all fault. you Manosphere leaders, okay? You have no one else to blame but yourselves. I want you to notice you started this space, all right? And honestly, maybe you guys started this, with good intentions to help men. Maybe that was your whole prerogative, right? But what you guys have done and turned this space into today, especially post Kevin Samuels passing, like this it's a shadow of what it was supposed to be, man. Like this whole thing is a mockery. And what do you guys do, and what do you guys have to say when the last remaining Godfather that you guys have, okay, is basically on display, acting like he's basically dying, like from brain disease, right? Because he the sense that he tries to make is just it just doesn't come off rational. All right. So Don Juan, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I appreciate you. He says, how's Trollo gonna stay? Alex not credible. We about to find that out in this episode, guys. As you're faxing in here, let's get the likes up. All right, so why are we talking about Rollo? Okay, so you know what? It's not even the Abba and Pre situation, because that's really why Rollo is in the space today. Okay, he's making his rounds, his name, whether he's asking for the clout or not asking for the clout, we don't know. Okay, but his name's around, and it was typically because of the whole Abba and Pre situation. But for those of you guys who don't know, he basically inserted himself into a beef with Abba and Preach versus Donny Boy, and got mad that they responded, and we're gonna go over his response to them too as well, because I mean, this guy is just weird, okay? But here's the thing. The reason why he's actually in the news is because of Valuetainment. Y'all be like, whoa, what the hell? Valuetainment, Rollo Tomassi, first of all, I didn't know they were partners. And some of you guys are probably thinking, whoa, what do you mean Rollo Tomassi is starting a war with Valuetainment? Folks, I'm telling you, he is, okay? So, and Valuetainment, not really Valuetainment, the main channel. It's like Valuetainment, the one ran by that Adam dude or Sosnick or whatever the guy is, right? And essentially, that's the discount show that Rollo's been on, and they basically feed off of Manosphere stuff and content, because let's just face it, a lot of these guys in this space are clowns. So, if you're looking for content that's cheap, you can feed off of, not only that, but get a shit ton of views on, and then run with it. Why not talk about the red pill space, right? So for a while, Valuetainment, Sosnick, and Patrick McDavid, they've had kind of a weird quasi-partnership with Rollo Tomassi, and, Rollo's been on their show multiple times, and honestly, even I, looking back at this, thought this was probably a good step for Rollo Tomassi. You got Fresh and Fit, who are rolling off with DJ Academics, and DJ Academics is taking them to a different level, so maybe, someone like, Valuetainment can help Rollo's career a little bit, because we all know his career is suffering. I mean, the guy hasn't grown since. I mean, he's barely growing right now. He's like at a snail's pace compared to the people he claims that are feeding off of him. Okay, just putting it out there. All right, so essentially, fast forward to recently. I mean, the relationship between them and them and Rollo, they've been going pretty good, right? And over time, that show has actually been expanding, and it's actually been growing quite a bit. And it's grown so much that it's encompassed other Red Pill channels and other Red Pill shows, right? For instance, when Destiny started making rough shots throughout the Red Pill space, pretty much debating everybody's name in the book, pretty much calling out a bunch of shit going through the Manosphere, it basically clicked some waves, all right? And he got on that show too as well. Matter of fact, he was on a show, and not only that, Alex, Pearl, and there was a couple other people that was also invited to that show. John Anthony Lawsuit. Yes, even him. Matter of fact, he's the reason why we're talking about Rollo today. Matter of fact, he's the reason why Rollo's relationship with Valuetainment Money is pretty much done. Dunzo. All right? And it's not because of John Anthony's fault. It's actually because of Rollo. All right, we have to explain this in just a second. And the reason why is because one of the guests that Valuetainment had on was Anthony Johnson, right? Not Anthony Johnson, John Anthony Lawsuit, my bad. And Rollo had a few choice words for not Anthony Johnson, John Anthony Lawson. I'm saying Anthony Johnson so much because this guy he still hasn't taken Anthony Johnson's name out of his mouth. Okay, like listen, bro, hey, the man is not hunting your dreams. Like relax. Okay, nobody's coming after you or Donnie Boy CME. All right, but John Anthony Lifestyle was on a show with them, and they were going back and forth. And Rollo decided to voice his opinion to the Valuetainment crew about the guests that they had on. All right, but there was one problem. And that problem was, well, no one was really listening to what he was saying in the chat about John Anthony lawsuit, right? No one really no one really cared. And matter of fact, no one really cared to the point that the lady who was a part of the situation, is fine as hell, by the way, didn't even want to read the super chat. And she actually didn't want to do it for a very sensible reason. And it's also a sensible reason that Rollo later admits, but then with just being a blockhead, does not want to accept reality for what it is, right? So he got mad because he sent a bunch of super chats during the live stream, basically trying to get them to expose John Anthony lifestyle right during the middle of the show, which I honestly would have thought would have been ridiculous, right? And they didn't read the super chat, which was smart because that's not good business. And what ended up happening is that pissed off Rollo Tomassi, and he drops a video, a very scathing video, basically trashing Valuetainment platform, letting his audience know that Valuetainment, the whole Valuetainment platform, it's not even worth going on to anymore for anyone. No, what is the word he said? It's not red pill friendly anymore. He even goes on to accuse guys like Patrick Bet-David and the Sosnick guy of leeching off of Manosphere content, because he did another follow-up stream with Ryan Stone, that other guy that basically sucks off Rollo off screen. He basically did an episode with him talking about how guys like Patrick Bet-David, Adam Sosnick, because they're getting all these red pill guests in, they're basically trying to grift off of the red pill space. Yes, the biggest grifter who managed to grift himself into the godfather status of the Manosphere space is now calling other people grifters, right? So that's the premise he's basically rolling off of, because he's had guys like Alex, because he's had guys like Destiny, because he's had guys like Pearl, for example, right? Valuetainment are now trying to grift off of the red pill. They're trying to grift off of Rollo, and they're not giving Rollo's due. All right. So, by the way, all of this happened about a month ago, right? This whole situation we're dealing with now, right? It just goes to show you how stoic these guys like to claim they are, right? No, we just let things roll off the back. These guys are so vindictive. They harbor beef, like in pure resentment and spite for you. They feel like you wronged them, and they will hold on to that spite for so long, you don't even know. You don't even know when the next exposed video is going to come out on you, right? So that's how these guys roll. And the thing with Pearl was that Pearl actually accidentally exposed herself too, because she debated Destiny, and she ended up being on the hit list, or pretty much the list of people that got buried and exposed by Destiny. And it wasn't even what Destiny had to say on that stream. It was just how Pearl presented herself. And guys, I'm going to actually do a follow-up to that stream, probably either tomorrow or the next day after that, because I think it's a very important stream to cover. Because I've been telling y'all, listen, y'all over here saying listen to Pearl and whatnot. She doesn't understand these talking points that was handed to her by Kevin Samuels. She doesn't understand what's going on, and when she speaks about men, it just comes off as if she doesn't even have personality of her own. Like, she comes off from such a purely male perspective that you wouldn't think that this is a normal woman, because you would know that most normal women, even if they're on the side of men, you can still see the real ones still filter things through their female lens, right? So you'll still get that support, but it's going to come from a female sense. When you listen to someone like Pearl and how she talks about manosphere issues, you almost seem like it's coming from another man. But you know it's not a man, you know it's a woman. And when she's talking, it just doesn't make any sense. So that live stream she did with Valuetainment and Destiny, it really exposed her and how basically, realistically, Pearl, and this is no dig, but if you really watched it, she's really nothing without her talking points. Matter of fact, I'll even go as far as to say she kind of sounds dumb. Hold up. Listen, before y'all cancel me, all right, listen, I don't care. I got my opinions. And listen, so far, everything I've been saying has been coming true this year. So at least give me my damn flowers before you unsubscribe, okay? just saying. But here's the reason why I said so, bro. Because this is coming from a guy who actually, my last episode, I was of the opinion that Pearl is a brilliant girl, right? She understands certain things and she knows how to put words together that can get people to basically buy into what she's saying, right? Though granted, those were talking points that were handed to her, but she figured out how to make it her own and run with it. Matter of fact, she did such a great job. She got clowns like Obsidian to basically say that she should be the leader of the Black Manosphere. Yeah, now you can understand why I do not like that guy. A black man saying a white woman should lead the Black Manosphere space. That don't make no sense. But I digress, okay? And when I saw her, I was just like, yo, guys, watch out for this one because she doesn't even sound genuine the way she's delivering a lot of this. And when she went on to that show and went back and forth with Destiny, it showed. It just showed everything, bro. Everything we need to know, and we're going to cover that. So make sure you hit the unsubscribe, hold up. Hit the subscribe button, but if you're a big fan of Pearl and you don't want to hear the objective truth about what's going on, I really don't care what happens to you, bro. Like, I'm sorry, bro, but this is not the channel for you. So going back to it, right? Rollo Tomassi had this to say. And guys, let me know if y'all can hear the audio because it is going to be good. And one thing I want y'all to understand is, let's say you guys are you're a business guy, right? And you're going into a business relationship with a business partner, fellow person of yours, right? There's a grievance that you have with said business partner, right? Guys, you let me know the best way to handle a situation where you feel as though that your business partner decided to hear a sales pitch from your competitor, right? Would you go into a meeting with your business partner and hash it out, right? And like adults to make sure things function on a smooth, train, right? Or B, go out and do a press conference and basically exposing your business partner for the fraud and fake he is for hearing a sales pitch from your competitor. Would you go with option A or option B? And based off the answer you guys choose, okay, if it isn't option A already for the rational folks, okay, you guess the option this clown chooses.
You already know that I've been on Pat's show, okay? I've already worked with Adam Sosnick and Valuetainment for a very long time. I am no longer considering Valuetainment as sort of a friendly place to go right now, especially not after they've had the fat kid from Brazil on that show. They've had Alex from Playing with Fire, who are just basically illegitimate as far as I'm concerned. When you're propping up a guy like John Anthony Lifestyle on your show, a guy who is directly responsible for bringing Justin Waller, your boy, your one of your good friends, Adam, your boy, Justin Waller's mom, on to exploit her for content to do an attack piece on Justin Waller, that's when I got to call your integrity into question, Adam. And if nothing else, I have to call into question your ignorance in all of this. So when I see the show and everybody's talking about, oh, you're going to get your blade and paid and do it, you're well, great, have your call lines and everything else. But when people tweet in, and I talked about this last week, I figured I would reheat it a little bit because there's been more developments in this. But when you're on there and you're promoting your brand, Valuetainment overall, and the content creators for Valuetainment overall, and you're creating this mission statement of, well, we want to have, open, honest debate, and we want to have free speech and yada, yada, but yet you're willing to use the same tactics that the woke, progressivist, leftist, cancel culture that you claim to hate so much. When you use their tactics, I can only call a fraud out when I see a fraud. And to me, that's fraud. So when you are not reading the super chats, in fact, openly saying, I've got an earlier one saying that they would not read those super chats because they were inflammatory, blah, blah, blah. They were not inflammatory, Adam. So they were true. The dude has done nothing. John Anthony Lifestyle has done nothing but promote attack videos on myself, so mad, Myron, bro. Fresh, Jason, got his mom involved, dox my family, dox my mother-in-law, dox my wife, dox my daughter's location in Las Vegas, which is why I had to go and put up a blink system, a webcam system for security, because there were guys wandering around calling her name right after that trip.
And I'm gonna just tell you right now, most of those webcam systems that are off of IP, listen, bro, you better make sure you get you a really good one, because one text message to get your whole shit hacked.
And by the way, showing pictures of my daughter when she's graduating from high school. That
No,
is
he's
true.
not going to sue
And
Rollo.
I've tried my damnedest to get that pulled off of YouTube. I make no qualms about that. I would have that canceled. I would have him canceled in a second for pulling that shit. To have him on there saying, "Oh yeah, I've made a few crass videos. Fuck you and fuck you, Adam, for pulling that shit." Sorry, not sorry. You should have known better. At the very least, you should have known that this is the same dude that pulled Justin Waller's mom on so he could do an attack piece video, who, by the way, is also in cahoots with Anthony Johnson and has been on the payroll for a long time.
There we go. Hold up. We can't go 2 seconds without talking about
Adam
Anthony
Sosnick.
Johnson. Guys, so we're gonna have to play that back because there was a lot of information that was dropped in there. So remember that pop quiz I gave you guys before I started this video, all right? Between your business partner, right? What option would you choose? Would you A, text your business partner if you had a situation with them where you felt as though they were talking with an enemy or a competitor behind your back, or B, do a press conference pretty much saying fuck you to your business partner and exposing them to pretty much everybody and your shareholders included, right? Most rational people would go with option A because option A, it's clean, right? It's behind the scenes and you're basically able to hear each other out and, you know, keep the public eye away so that way things are stable on the ship, right? No one rocks the boat. You feel me? Right? But in the Manosphere, it's not the case because a lot of people here are childish girls, okay? Broke Beanie over here, all right, is the biggest girl there is because without even calling Sosnick, right, based off the relationship he's had and built with not just Sosnick, but Patrick David of all people, right? You decided without even thinking to just go up and just blow up your relationship right there and there by just dropping this video, pretty much calling them out for being frauds, saying fuck you, you don't give a shit about them, and all they did was platform John Anthony lawsuit and didn't read your super chat, basically trying to derail the show. That's why you're this aggravated, right? Because you're and guys, take a look at the arrogance on this guy. Remember I told you that Rollo Tomassi is the most arrogant guy in the red pill space, and it's undeserved. This is what happens when y'all run around here glorifying Rollo tarts, all right? Like, listen, bruh, this guy's a complete tart, all right? Here's the thing. It's gotten so far up his head that he believes that everyone actually listens and hangs on every single one of his words. So much so that during the Abba and Preach beef, when he inserted himself where it didn't need to be, he basically, this guy, not only, listen. When you insert yourself into a situation you're not prepared for, that's you. You asked for all of that. So I like how the best way you respond to this whole situation is blow up the entire relationship you had. Didn't even bother talking to him. Didn't even bother doing anything. Just blow it up because you felt a certain way. You didn't want to talk to him. So let me get this straight. If this was you on the platform and people were sending in super chats saying, hey, don't platform that Rollo guy. Hey, read this super chat. Rollo lied about one of his rules. Hey, read this super chat. Rollo basically defended Donnie Boy. And even though Donnie Boy was blatantly lying, he basically came up there and tried to lie to us, right? You shouldn't platform him. Would that be something okay for your guest to read out in front of your audience, their audience, and you to derail the conversation, almost like a gotcha moment? Is that what you're looking for? Because that's not what you're looking for. That's what you're expecting them to do to Anthony Lifestyle, right? And what's crazy about how arrogant Rollo is that this guy expects everyone to know who he is, right? With the Abba and Preach beefs, he basically is sitting there, and part of his talking points were, how dare you, Abba, not know the beef that Anthony Johnson and Donnie Boy had back in 2020? What? Yeah. These guys are so lame for making this contrived video. I'm sure they don't even know who I am. Rollo Tomassi, the godfather of Redpill space, right? So you're inserting yourself into the situation. Your arrogance and ego is so massive to think that these big YouTubers are expected to know who you are, and not only know who you are, but know who you've been beefing with and the inner workings of that beef, and not only understand the inner workings of that beef, but also understand it to a point where they know which side is the right side. See, that's how arrogant this guy is, because just because guys like us here are covering your beef and we know what's going on because we kind of have to follow this shit, right? Listen, everyone outside this space don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about Anthony Johnson. They don't even fuck about Donnie Boy. But Donnie Boy's putting himself there. So I want you to think about this. If Rollo's ego was the size of a grape, okay? All right, listen. his head, or if his head, listen, if his head was the size of a grape, his ego would be literally the size of the entire goddamn galaxy. That's what we're looking at. All right, so let's play this. We're gonna play this. All right, and I'm gonna point out a couple things, and then we're gonna go with Sosnick response, because Valuetainment actually responded to this, and I thought it was pretty based.
In Valuetainment for a very long time, I am no longer considering Valuetainment as sort of a friendly place to go right now.
Okay, let's analyze that right off the bat, right? I am no longer considering Valuetainment as a friendly place to go, right? Knowing Rollo Tomassi, knowing the influence he has in this space, what do you think the kind of message he's trying to send underneath the surface, right? Because with Rollo Tomassi, he's like a grandma that really hasn't really got through menopause yet, okay? And you like that, you kind of have to read between the lines with what they say versus what they actually mean, okay? When he says what he just said, basically say it's not a safe place to go, it's a dog whistle to his lapdogs and his little prodigies that he's got molding underneath him to basically say, don't go on that platform anymore because I'm not going on it. And let's break down further the reasons why he doesn't want to go on Valuetainment's platform anymore and why it's so unsafe.
Especially not after they've had the fat kid from Brazil on that show.
The fat kid from Brazil is John Anthony lawsuit. I mean, he's definitely chunky, but he's not fat. I mean, come on.
Had Alex from Playing with Fire, who are just basically illegitimate as far as I'm concerned.
From Play with Fire.
When you're propping up a guy like John Anthony Lifestyle on your show, a guy who is directly responsible for bringing Justin Waller, your boy, your one of your good friends, Adam, your boy, Justin Waller's mom, on to exploit her for content to do an attack piece on Justin Waller, that's when I got to call your integrity into question, Adam.
This guy, this tard over here is calling somebody else's integrity into question. Can y'all believe this? This dude right here has the balls to call somebody's integrity into question when we didn't just watch a video of you defending someone like Donnie Boy, who obviously has zero integrity whatsoever. And what makes that whole scenario even worse for you, Rollo, is that Donnie Boy started that entire beef and lied the whole way through and through. And you, supposing to be the guy who's the godfather and keep a lid on this thing, right? You came out and supported that. You were ignorant. You weren't even ignorant. You played ignorant. Not only to your fans, but everyone else. That's not someone with integrity, because somebody with integrity would have called that bullshit out and said, hey, Donnie, come on, man. If you don't want the smoke, don't go after people's wives. And that wasn't even their wife. So poor research on your part, right? Because you're about the facts and research, right? Your prodigy didn't do fucking research. He called somebody else's wife fat, and that wasn't even his wife. But you backed it. And here you are trying to lecture somebody else about integrity because they had John Anthony lawsuit on. First things first, okay? Valuetainment don't owe nothing to you. All right, that's their show. They can platform who they want to platform. You've got nothing to do with that, all right? Just because they have a business working relationship with you does not mean that you come in and get to dictate what's going on. You guys want to know what's happening right now? This is what would normally happen on the back end of things that most people who watch the Manosphere don't really see, right? Because Rollo thought he really had a firm grip on that Valuetainment show. He really thought that because he's done content with Patrick David, because he's done content with these guys and they've platformed them, and and now they're grifting into the Redpill space even more, that they owe him something because he's responsible for that, right? They're all eating off of him. That's how he feels right now. So therefore, he feels entitled to basically dictate who and what they can't talk to. That's what he's doing right now, right? He's doing that and he's making that play. But what the difference is, these guys are already a massive channel. They don't need you. Matter of fact, Rollo, no one needs you to grow. If anything, you need them, which is why this is so stupid that you decide to go this route with this beef. Because if anything else, the people in this space that need the most friends is you and Donnie Boy and everybody that's part of your whole crew. Because the more you go about doing this bullshit, the more you alienate yourself from everybody else. And all that's left is for Myron's ass to drop you. And that shit's going to be coming down the pipeline.
And if nothing else, I have to call into question your ignorance in all of this. So when I see the show and everybody's talking about, oh, you know, so you're going to get your blade and paid and do it, you're well, great, you know, have your call lines and everything else. But when people tweet in, and I talked about this last week, I figured I would reheat it a little bit because there's been more developments in this. But when you're on there and you're promoting your brand, Valuetainment overall, and the content creators for Valuetainment overall, and you're creating this mission statement of, well, we want to have, you know, open, honest debate, and we want to have free speech and yada, yada, but yet you're willing to use the same tactics that the woke, progressivist, leftist, cancel culture that you claim to hate so much. When you use their tactics, I can only call a fraud out when I see a fraud. And to me,
see, you know what I mean? Rollo just talks out of two sides of his mouth. On one hand, you notice how he's trying to gas him up and say, well, you guys create this platform. When you create this brand, I thought you guys were supposed to create this brand to have good, honest dialogue, okay? And when you guys platform people who don't have any integrity, well, you're not, well, I guess your brand doesn't stand for what your brand stands for, right? You're trying to, first of all, this weird backwards way of trying to goat them into you know, feeling guilty because, you know, my pride's involved now. Bro, stop it with that bullshit. And I like how you also mentioned free speech, right? We want to be a party of free speech and all that, right? That's what you said they're trying to build. But then why are you mad in the same breath when they're platforming somebody else that you don't like? So wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's free speech up until they platform John Anthony Lifestyle. Is that how the cookie runs now? Is that what we doing? Because then you and I got to revisit what the definition of free speech is. All right, because if they're building a free speech platform, okay, they can talk to whoever they want. And here's the crazy thing that you keep deluding yourself to believe in, Rollo. Just because you get platformed by people or people put you on a show to spew your little red pill talking points or whatever does not mean or make you some kind of god or leader where you can come in and dictate what it is, okay? Just because Valuetainment is platforming you and Pearl and everybody else like you guys does not mean they're red pill. You understand? Matter of fact, that's the mistake you're making right now, and that's why this beef makes you look so weird and pretty much like a grandma who's grasping for straws before that Life Alert commercial hits, right? Because you're on the way down, and your old ass, I don't think you'd be able to afford to get back up. Y'all notice this? Like, no, for real, y'all notice this. That's what he's doing. He's playing this game. He's grasping for straws, burning relationships. You're over here talking about free speech, but in the same breath, you're mad because they platform someone else. Your Manosphere rules don't work with Valuetainment because they're not Manosphere, okay? They're entertainers. They're not here to speak philosophy. They're here to use you to get views and move like everybody else does in this space. They come in here, use up losers like you, make y'all feel like you're part of the crew, and then once they get their views setting and going off of feeding off you clowns and taking your audience with them, by the way, they leave. You don't notice they're doing that, Rollo? Every single platform you guys have partnered with and collab with, all these guys, they come in, they take advantage, say what they gotta say, sing their little kumbayas, and once they take your audience, they leave. Oh, now you're mad because they're platforming John Anthony Lifestyle and I don't like it. Well, tough. But the way you're going about it right now, this is why you're never gonna get ahead, bro. Yo, this is gonna be a stream. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, this is about to be a stream because there's a lot we gotta cover.
Me, that's fraud. So when you are not reading the super chats, in fact, openly saying, I've got an earlier one saying that they would not read those super chats because they were inflammatory, blah, blah, blah. They were not inflammatory, Adam. They were true. The dude has done nothing. John Anthony Lifestyle has done nothing but promote attack videos on myself, Myron, Fresh, Jason got his mom involved, dox my family, dox my mother-in-law, dox my wife, dox my daughter's location in Las Vegas, which is why I had to go and put up a blink system, a webcam system for security, because there were guys wandering around calling her name right after that trip. And by the way, showing pictures of my daughter when she's graduating from high school. That
Rollo, you and your boys have participated in doxing. Matter of fact, you've participated in doxing too. And what makes it even worse, you've supported people who've also participated in doxing. Exhibit A, Donnie Boy. Remember when Donnie Boy came after Preacher's supposed wife and doxed her in front of his audience, and y'all supported that and backed it until they came out and said that wasn't his wife? You supported that. Until this day, you still don't hold Donnie Boy responsible. That makes you equally culpable, dog, in that whole situation. You understand? So you over here sitting there throwing stones at these guys because, yeah, John Anthony Lifestyle doxed me. He doxed my daughter. Bro, you do that, and you do that way worse. Matter of fact, that's what everyone in the Manosphere does when they get mad at other people. They try to dox people. That's what you do. You go dox people's wives. You dox their families. It's standard. It's standard operation around here. So the fact that you're acting so surprised and sanctimonious and try to hold the Valuetainment platform to a higher standard than you hold yourself, it's cap, bro. Come on.
And that is true. And I've tried my damnedest to get that pulled off of YouTube. I make no qualms about that. I would have that canceled. I would have him canceled in a second for pulling that shit.
Oh, to have him but you want people to stand for free speech. You want people to stand for free speech, but get canceled because I don't like the thing they said in that one stream. You're a clown, dog. Hey, Don Juan, shout out to you for the super chat, bro. He said, I asked Rollo in the chat, what did Tate take from your book? He said, what didn't he take from my book? What? LOL, egotistical Rollo at best. Yeah, speaking of Tate, you know what no one else is talking about? How they just extended his prison stay, or jail stay, I'm sorry, for another 30 days. He's going to be in there for a long time. And you know what's funny about Tate's situation? All these guys are talking about Andrew Tate, my bro, free my bro. Not one of y'all out here trying to visit that dude. Yet y'all will be happy to make videos so you can eat off of his name or the views that his name brings y'all. That's what y'all are doing. Y'all clout chasing off of his name and basically acting like you rock with the dude, but he in jail and y'all not really showing that you're doing nothing. Hey, y'all pulling money. You putting money in his commissary? Huh? Why don't one of y'all fly over and visit him? I don't hear none of that. So Tate he's in there for another 30 days. I told y'all when September 20th, not 20th, 27th came around, they're gonna deny his extension, and that's essentially what they did. So it's March now. He's gonna be in there for another 30 days, and I wouldn't be surprised if the next 30 days towards the end of March comes around, they're gonna keep him there for another 30 days. Remember, they can hold him for up to 180 days. You understand that? That's Romania, all right? So I find it funny. A lot of these guys are coming in. They're doing streams on Andrew Tate. And some of these guys, and even Pearl trying to defend Andrew Tate has no idea what the hell the situation was, right? And I found it interesting, right? Listen, y'all hit the subscribe button because I'm going to cover that in my next episode, bro. I just found that ridiculous. So, yeah, he will not, Andrew Tate, let's be real. There's nothing Andrew Tate can learn from Rollo. There's really nothing. There's nothing anyone can really learn from this guy. He's definitely lost it, okay? Listen, y'all saw the response. Y'all saw the response that Rollo put out there, right? He didn't handle it like a man. He didn't handle it like a godfather would, right? He handled it like a total bitch. He basically went after Valuetainment. He went after the platform. He went after Patrick Bet-David. He even went after Adam, right? All these people who platformed him and helped him out and did what they can and did business with them. He basically broke all of that because of John Anthony lifestyle, which is crazy to me because it shows that you're really not as mature as you claim to be. So obviously the Valuetainment platform saw this and they were like, yo, what in the actual fuck is going on here? Rollo, like, you calling us out? What? Like, where is this coming from? And they had this to say, which I found extremely hilarious.
And I kind of got brought into it. People are like, hey, are you going to respond to what's happening? I'm like, what's happening? Well, you didn't do this. Nat didn't read super chats. I'm like, I wasn't even aware. So, of course, if you watch Sozcast, you know that we were referring to our old friend, Rollo Tomassi. Now, Rollo is someone that I've done a ton of content with and actually genuinely respect. I don't have hate towards Rollo. I don't have drama towards Rollo. Yeah. If anything, Rollo likes to create drama, is what I've realized. Okay, and if there's anything that I'm not trying to be a part of, it's red pill drama. Yep. So
it's too late. It's too late, man. This is how the red pill rocks. I told y'all, bro. Like, dude, listen, guys like Rollo, when they come out and act like they're the saviors of the space and everybody else they've broken relationship with are the bad guys, now they're literally seeing it happen to them. They're seeing it happen to them in real time. Like, out of nowhere, this guy they've done business with that they thought was a safe bet because he wrote a book. He seems like a rational guy. Obviously, he's not going to get pissed over me platforming somebody else, but you are wrong. This is what we've been saying about these guys. They're not emotionally stable. None of them are. And their egos are out of this world. So if you do one thing they perceive as slight, they coming at you. And they'll be vicious too. And a lot of it is just emotional. It's like a child that can't get their fucking cookie for the night, right? And they're throwing a tantrum and screaming at mom to do it, right? And that's what this is. So I'm glad that at least you guys are waking up to the buffoonery, because all those people that are complaining about Rollo, Donnie Boy, and the whole clique and this type of nonsense they get down, we weren't capping, bro. These are man-childs pretending to be kings.
So this is something that wasn't really even going to address, but when I see Rollo doing episodes or segments, not only talking shit about me, talking shit about PBD, but more importantly, the Valuetainment brand, I'm not going to play for that. So let me just address what happened, or at least what I think perceived as happening.
Yeah.
And then we can do that. So we had a guy on couple weeks ago, this guy John Anthony, he came on, he's claimed to slept with 1,500 people. This is someone that was booked months in advance.
Yes.
We have an entire booking strategy out here. It's not like I'm looking to curate people that are coming to bring drama. This is someone that was booked well in advance. And, you know, I don't ask anyone's permission. Can I bring this person on? Right. Should I bring this person on? If anything, I'm here to have completely different voices, completely different opinions, so you can formulate who you agree with and who you disagree with. All good. I've hosted debates with our friend Rollo versus other people. All good. Let you decide who the winner is. Again, I respect what Rollo's doing, but here's the problem I have. So Rollo, I guess, has a problem with this guy, John Anthony. When I tell you I had no clue that they had drama, I had no idea.
And I believe it. I believe it because Rollo just expects everyone to know his business. Like, bro, you are not that important. Your beef and everybody else's beef within the space is really not that important. No one cares. You're not the superstar that you think you are. Don't let this Godfather shit get to your fucking head. He did the exact same thing with Abba. He expected Abba and Preach to know the beef with Donnie Boy and Anthony Johnson. Like, why? They just saw a 21 Studios video of Donnie Boy making an ass out of himself, and they played it, and it was funny. That doesn't mean they're being paid by Anthony Johnson. It doesn't mean diddly squat. But that's how these guys roll. Their ego's so massive, they expect that everyone is paying attention to them and the beefs. And if you're supposed to be my friend, you wouldn't platform the people that I have beefs with like a true child.
Now, is it on me to do my research? Yeah, it's on me to do research on the subject that I'm interviewing.
Right.
But I don't know every single thing that happened, especially, wait for it, something that happened years ago or 10 years ago. That's not my job. I'm not an investigative reporter.
Right.
I host a show. So whatever happened with Rollo and this guy John, it is what it is. It has nothing to do with me.
Right.
Now, what does have to do with me is when you start making comments in the chat and you chose not to read them.
Correct.
Okay?
Yeah.
You didn't clear it with me.
Right.
I wasn't like, no, don't read his chats.
Right.
I think Rollo contributed what? Like
I think it was like $60.
$60?
$50, yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna ruin a show or you're not gonna ruin a show or have someone be completely uncomfortable for $60. For $600, okay? You chose to refrain from reading it for whatever the reason was.
Right.
Okay? I mean, it's just something.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I feel like when we have a panel on, it's supposed to, we want it to be a place where people can come and feel comfortable and express their point of view.
That's facts. And you are also gorgeous, my lady. I'm like, God damn, who is... Hey, hold up. Get me on that show. Hey, I want to be on the show. Who is this? Who is this lovely gal y'all got up here? Listen, whatever she's saying, she's right. Okay, listen, y'all. Hey, time out. Okay, listen. They don't have. He doesn't have to run it through you to platform who he wants to platform, right? If he wants to put John Anthony lawsuit on there, he wants to put John Anthony lawsuit on there. He doesn't have to research the beef of Rollo Tomassi and John Anthony lawsuit because he's platforming him. Listen, say what you want about John Anthony lawsuit. I mean, I don't believe all of the claims that he claims to claim, but realistically, bruh, he has made his name in the space. He's been around the longest. So you can't, like, there's one thing you can criticize the guy, but that's the one thing you really can't take away from him, right? That he does know what he's talking about, even though he doesn't put as much evidence out there. But he's made a name for himself in this space. So he's not someone you can just schmooze over, all right? So he at least deserves the right to be on a show where he gets some decency of respect and doesn't have to feel as though he's being ambushed by the chat or whoever it is because Rollo had $60 burning a hole in his pocket. Like, that don't make any sense, bruh. And you heard her. She said she didn't want to put that out there because she didn't want to derail a show or make other people uncomfortable. I do that exact same thing. There are super chats where I've had people who I've platformed on here, and y'all, I'm going to say y'all, but some of the guys who were coming in to troll, they will spam the most hateful shit, right? Like the last time I platformed Steve the Dean, some of you guys will go in there and try to roast him. I don't put y'all stuff on there. I'm not gonna do that. Why? Because I'm not gonna disrespect the guest. I don't care what you guys feel about that person, how you feel about them, but if they're gonna be on the show, you still gotta give them a certain level of respect, because it does take a certain level of respect to go online to somebody else's platform and talk about certain ideas. You gotta respect that. Unlike you, Rollo, I don't see you traveling to other people who have legitimate grievance with you and debating them. I don't see you doing any of that. But you talk from the comfort of your own home like a king, ordering people around and trying to shut things down like you actually run things around here. Like, that's such a sad thing, because realistically, Rollo, if John Anthony was doing that same thing while you were on Valuetainment, you would have had this exact same reaction. How could they read John Anthony's super chats? Or you would say, no, the super chats were bought and paid for by Anthony Johnson. Yup, I know it was Anthony Johnson. Yeah, that's where the wind's blowing. It's blowing towards Anthony Johnson. You would have blamed somebody, but either way, your friendship with the platform would have been severed, because you would have felt some type of way. Like, why would they read a super chat of my enemy? Like, that's crazy. Like, I can't believe they would do that. But in this case, you were the bad guy. You were trying to fuck up somebody else's vibe and their time to shine by inserting yourself in a beef that didn't even matter. The conversation wasn't about the beef of 2010 between John Anthony and Rollo Tomassi. The conversation was about John Anthony and his products. This is an entertainment show at the end of the day, not a Manosphere history. What do you call it? What do you call it? History show. That's crazy to me, bro. But she cute, bro. She cute, dog. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
And whatever drama you have with whoever we have on, that's between you and that person. And I hold value in having a platform. Like, we've had so many people come on and say, thank you for making me feel comfortable where I can speak my truth. Mm-hmm. And I hold that to such a high standard. And, you know, you paid for the super chats. The chat can see your super chat, you know. For me to sit here and read whatever your issue is with him, and then I'm reading it very confused on, like, what's going on, that's whatever issue you have with that gentleman. And if you want to address that on your channel and, you know, share that story, you're more than welcome to do so. That's the beautiful thing about freedom of speech. But, you know, we have this platform where we want to allow people with different opinions, people who are canceled, people who don't have a voice to have a voice. Like, look at Tate. Tate has been canceled, shot down, and all this stuff, and whatever his stuff is in the closet, and okay, he hasn't done the same thing that maybe this guy has done, whatever it is.
Actually, Tate's dangerous. All right, listen. Not dangerous as in his ideology. No. Because, listen, there's nothing that Tate preaches that you wouldn't hear in the Manosphere space, period. I mean, he regurgitates the exact same thing. The only difference is what Tate did. He took what a lot of these guys did, but on a completely different scale, to the point where he's pretty much synonymous with a bunch of 20-year-olds and above, right? Now, here's the crazy thing. He then swapped to Islam, and now you got Sneeko switching to Islam. One of the biggest Red Pill content creator, or at least part of the one half of the duo, Myron, is already a staunch Muslim, or is a practicing Muslim, right? So you got all these people rapidly converting to Islam. They don't really even have a good idea of why they're converting to Islam. The only idea they have is, oh, well, Islam, the men they really get to behave like men, and they get to fight against cancel culture, and they also get to enforce, the religion. And, people don't get to talk about their God because they get to protect the religion. I think that's one of the things that Andrew Tate says. Listen, bro, these guys, first of all, Islam is the new grift. Mark my words. Islam is the new red pill grift, and it makes so much sense. Why not? Because it already attracts the conspiracy crowd of people that want to believe in the Matrix and want to believe in, mass media and suppression and society transformation and all that Bilderberg type of stuff, right? So it's already kind of, it already kind of works well with that ideology, okay? And then you couple it with the female aspect of it and how you get to keep your women in line, and women maybe don't have as much rights, under practicing either was it Shia Muslim or Wahhabi Muslim. These guys don't even know the difference. They don't care what type of style of Muslim it is. They just want their women suppressed, easily controlled, right? And while they can go off doing whatever it is they want to do as a man, conquering the world, while their women stay these little dainty things at home, cooking and cleaning. Yes, because if you want to talk about what women bring to the table and what they want to marry, that's all these guys talk about is cooking and cleaning, chores. I want a woman that can cook and clean. Like, that's all you think about, right? Like, and in the same breath, you want to talk about, well, she's got to be beautiful, she's got to be submissive, she can't have all this. You guys have so many contradictory points, it's not even funny. But realistically, all of that stuff with women, coupled with all this conspiracy stuff, you meld it together, it just needs a glue. And that glue is Islam. And Andrew Tate is bringing that. So I wouldn't be surprised Sneeko making this new jump. Myron, who's already been preaching Islam since the Fresh and Fit podcast inception, all right? And you got guys like Andrew Tate. This is a duo. And here's the crazy thing else that you guys got to know. Islam is one of those religions that they don't give a fuck as long as somebody is popular, is promoting their religion, right? Because people would already know how a lot of folks feel about Islam, and Iran and Afghanistan and some of these other countries already kind of put a bad stain on it, right, with the whole terrorism and 9/11. But listen, these guys will take whatever chance they get for any popular figure to come out and promote Islam and how great it is, right? Even though these guys don't really understand Islam or what's going on with it, that's what they're here to do. The problem with that is these guys don't understand that Andrew Tate, guys like Sneeko, guys like Myron, well, maybe Myron does because he's legitimate Sudanese, right? But Sneeko, Tate, and some of these other wanky boys coming out here, they don't give a fuck about Islam. You think these guys are gonna repent their sins and go back and change their ways from living like Westerners, right? With Western ideologies, you think they're gonna give that up? No, they haven't even repented from their sins, and these guys are letting them convert to Islam. So what do you think is gonna happen? Pretty soon, these guys are gonna do something that's gonna be embarrassing on a monumental scale. That's gonna put such a bad stain on, or not even just a bad stain, but just a weird stain on the Islam religion. That, listen, bro, in a few years from now, some of y'all Muslims letting these folks coming out here and jump off your grift, people down the line will see your religion as just another oppressive, Yankee Doodle red pill spinoff, and they're not going to take you seriously in the West. So that's my little taft on what's going on right now. I might even do another live stream on this because I think this is a huge freaking issue with the Tate bros and what they're trying to do. So put a one in the chat if you want to see that live stream. I'll do it on a separate one, but I got a huge opinion on that, bro.
At the end of the day, it's having the ability to have a platform where people can come and speak their truth. And hey, if you want to come on and you want to do a debate and you want to have a conversation, we love that. We want to have that. But for us to come and for me to read chats where I'm reading it about someone's past and whatever beef you have with them, like, I'm not here to relieve your beef. That's for you to do, you know? So, and here as a brand, we don't come in, okay, let's bring these people on so that we can get, you know, people mad. And like I had no idea about the drama until I started reading the chats. And you could probably see in the episode, I'm like, I'm not sure, because it made me uncomfortable. It literally physically made me uncomfortable that I'm reading drama between you and this gentleman. And it's like, as much as we're like, you know, men don't have emotion and men don't have this, it's like, it was the highest level of emotion I've seen. Like,
welcome to the Manosphere, baby. That's how we get down. These guys are bona fide liars, okay? They claim they don't have emotions. They claim they're stoic. Matter of fact, someone will say stoicism is the best way to go. Not showing your emotions is not the way to go, because that's not the way of being alpha. It's all cap. These guys have just as much emotion as the women they like to bitch about. Matter of fact, it's their cattiness is even worse. Like, I'm glad other people are seeing this instead of us. Like, these guys aren't the biggest bitches in this space.
These gentlemen have, and it's like, why do we have to be brought into whatever issue you guys have?
Yeah.
And you know, we respect you guys, you know, whatever your content is, you guys do your thing, you know, we've done content with you, Rollo. Like, there's no beef between us and you. Like, we literally have no beef with you and your brand and what you do. If anything, we give you props. Even to this day, it's like we quote something, we're like, shout out to Rollo. Like, there's no beef between us and you. And if
you probably should stop shouting them out. Because this guy literally just went on his platform and said, fuck you to y'all. Y'all need to stop shouting this dude out. Matter of fact, I don't even think anyone should be platforming Rollo at all, all right? Because just like Donnie Boy, trouble follows this guy wherever he goes, all right? Just ask the sea of destruction he's left behind with other content creators. This guy eventually will break apart relationship. And you know what the crazy thing is? He runs around blaming other people for potentially breaking apart relationship. Oh, watch out for this guy. One day he's gonna break you apart and whatever it is, right? Meanwhile, it turns out he's the one that does that. So if I were y'all, I'd just leave Rollo where he belongs, in the dirt.
you want to curate the beef and cause something between us and you, like, that's on you, bro. Like, you are more than welcome to do so, but we're not going to sit here and jump on the bandwagon like, oh, forget you, Rollo, like, you suck. Like, that's not what we're here for. That's not what we're doing. That's not what we want to represent. And we want to continue to hold that respect of having having guests come on and be able to speak their truth. So,
well said.
Thanks.
So let me just wrap up with this, because, you know, this was something that, again, I wasn't even aware of with the super chats. Nat reads the super chats every single episode. This is not my beef. If anything, I've had a very good, respectful relationship with Rollo.
Yeah.
To this day, I still don't have beef with Rollo.
Right.
He chose to start this. So let me address 3 very specific things, just so we're all clear. Rollo went on there and he was basically saying, fuck Adam, this. Dude, all good. Mm-hmm. If you have a problem with me, you can text me. I've texted Rollo multiple times. Hey, man, we good? Hey, man, what's the problem? Hey, I hear you're talking shit. Can we talk? No response. You chose to air out your drama.
You mean, bruh, you started doing these live streams and he texted you on the back end and you still weren't mad enough to respond, bruh? So, and why am I not surprised? That's what this guy does. He's not, instead of talking to you face to face or even texting you like a man, he would rather just shit on you to his audience because it makes him look smart at the end of the day and he thinks he has some kind of win. That's what this is. Damn, bro. So even some basic diplomacy, you couldn't even practice that. But yet, you're over here trying to teach men how to be what? How to be what? Here you are to show us an example of how a man who's successful handles conflict with another successful businessman. Because don't get it twisted. This guy is sitting on here with a Valuetainment t-shirt, but I'm pretty sure he makes money. I'm almost certain he probably makes a lot of money, right? So we got 2 supposed high-value men, and we got one of them acting like a beta. That's what I'm seeing, bro. You couldn't go behind the scenes to settle this. You had to air out your business, dude. Like, what? And you wonder why people think you're a joke, Rollo.
On super chats and on YouTube. In my opinion, just text me, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not here to disrespect you. I've made my money. I built my brand on building relationships. Okay?
God,
I've made a ton of money in the business world by appreciating and respecting people and wait for it, not burning bridges and ruining relationships. Rewind that. Not burning bridges and ruining relationships. There's no point to it. It's a small community. Whether you're in the YouTube space, the Redpill space, financial space, investment space, we all work together.
Right.
Okay, I pride myself in being a unbiased, an arbiter of conversation, not here to pick sides. If you've got beef with this guy, deal with it yourselves. I'm not getting involved in the drama. Right. So if you want to come after me, I'm a big boy. I can take it. Text me if you have a problem. Number 2.
That's facts. Text him, bro. That's all you had to do. You had his number, yet you went out like a bitch. You played the passive aggressive game, bro. Why didn't you respond when he texted you asking if he was wrong, dude? Like, bro, I have my disagreement with other people on platforms before. I mean, there are certain platforms that it would be like, hey, you know what? Maybe I'll keep my distance. Maybe I don't. Right? That's what you do, right? And you talk about it behind the scenes. You move like a real G. You don't go out and say, yeah, I'm gonna do a video exposing everything. And here's why. No, it's just like if you have a legitimate grievance, you talk to the person and you move on. Most importantly, all right, if it's actually a third party that's the issue, you don't let that get in the way of business. You don't let that get in the way of keeping a good relationship going. So it doesn't matter what issues I have with people, but if there's a way we can keep a working relationship, I would much rather have that alternative than letting third-party individuals who have no relation to our business going on ruin a good thing. But Rollo, they don't think that way. They think scorched earth, okay? They think like a bunch of little girls, okay? Not just little girls, because honestly, this is like, I'm actually disrespecting little girls, okay? I'm talking about like literally just babies at this point. Let's call them toddlers, okay? All right, that's what they're acting like. They click up and they don't want you to hang out with anybody else that they don't like. All right, otherwise you're part of that group and you're not part of this group. And what this exposes is the echo chamber mentality that these guys foster within their own chat. I want y'all to understand me, all right? Because when I sit there and tell you that these guys, they think in such a binary way that part of this is how they basically brainwash their whole audience. If you're not with us, you're against us. That's the age-old manipulation tactic, all right? You're either on my team or the other team. And that's the most primitive way you can get somebody to join your side. Because we as human beings, we're primates. We like to play for our own team. Whatever team we deem is the home team, we're going to defend that. It's just what it is, all right? And with the larger media, everybody splits into sides. Everybody splits into sides. So it's that easy to foster that kind of manipulation. And I keep telling you guys, that's the same crap these guys pull within their own audiences. And you can see it. Rollo's over here saying, no, they're bad guys because they platform John Anthony. How you going to throw the baby out with the bathwater? They've been so good to you, Rollo. They've been so good. And all because John Anthony. Listen, you know who's laughing right now? John Anthony. Because he literally just helped you destroy a relationship without even trying. You don't realize that, right? That's who really won. Okay, Anthony Johnson, the guy you keep referencing, he won too. All right, pretty much anybody that wanted to see you fail, Rollo, they're winning right now because we just watched you self-destruct right in front of our eyes. Like how is that hurting anybody but yourself? John Anthony does not give a shit, okay? John Anthony still got a platform now. You don't. What seriously? And you Rollo Tarts back this? Really? Oh, my God.
Let me address what you said about our CEO, our founder, our leader, Patrick Bet-David. Okay, this guy has done thousands of interviews. Jesus Very Christ, rarely do you see people talk shit about Patrick. He hands himself with class, respect. He hears conversations. If he's fair, if he disagrees with you, he'll do it respectfully. He's taught me to be nicer and more respectful, even though I am pretty nice and pretty respectful. He encourages that. Hey, we have different points of views. I don't care if you're a socialist, if you're a communist, if you're this, if you're that. Come on, we're going to treat you with respect. Class act to involve him.
Hey, listen, although I like the fluff that he's giving with Patrick Bet-David, just so you know, Patrick Bet-David did get exposed by CoffeeZilla, okay? Because his little insurance thing that he had going on, yeah, there was a whole situation with that. And some may even call it a fraudulent situation with that. All right, they did a whole live stream, bro. And Patrick, but David, he low key kind of rage quit that stream. I don't know if y'all saw this. This was a long time ago, but CoffeeZilla basically exposed exposed Patrick, but David and his little insurance scheme. Okay, so listen, I don't got no problem, Patrick David. I think he's done wonderful things, but listen, bro. Hey, we know what Bet David has been up to. Okay, we know the history of PBD. So stop gassing my boy up. All right, relax. Hop off his dick.
In the drama, I believe is a little below what you should be doing.
Yeah.
But you know what? Pat's a big boy. No sweat off his back.
Get off his nuts.
Here's where I find issue with when you start attacking the Valuetainment brand.
Yeah.
Okay, when you start attacking the brand and basically saying that we're cheapskates, we're not willing to pay for your flight.
Yeah.
You're causing beef over literally $1,000.
Hey, this heavy, bro. Yo, hey, Mr. High Value Man, you mad? You mad because they didn't pay for your flight? is that what it is?
To me, that's pretty petty.
Yeah.
And again, I can't tell you how many times I've defended Rollo here on this show.
Yes.
Okay? So Rollo, don't act like I'm your enemy or we're your enemy. I'm not sure if we actually offended you because we had this guy on, and for that I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay? But again, I don't have to clear who I have on my show with you. Who I do have respect for is your friend and your business partner, Michael Sartain.
Yep.
Michael Sartain's been on the show. Rollo brought him on the show. I think Michael Sartain is an absolute stud. Total respect for this guy. He served in the military. He lives in Vegas. He's a ladies' man. He's a gentleman. He helps men improve. I have nothing but good things about Michael Sartain. Michael texted me, hey, man, what's going on? And we had a whole entire conversation. And he's like, hey, man, I know it's not, I'm sure you didn't mean to do this. Here's where I'm at. I'm defending my friend Rollo. I don't like this other guy. I said, hey, here's my point of view. Total respect conversation took place. Michael Sartain, class act. Again, Rollo, I'm not looking for drama with you. I've texted you multiple times. We can talk. The reason that I'm doing this isn't to defend myself, isn't to defend Patrick Bet David. It is to specifically protect Valuetainment as a brand. Okay, we've done thousands of interviews. We've had tens of thousands of people come on our channel and our network. We don't engage in petty little drama.
Yep.
And to pinpoint one specific situation with a debate that was scheduled with Jason Whitlock and Roland Martin, and you weren't even involved in this, bro. You don't know the details of what happened behind the scenes, the ins and outs, the flights, the bookings, the emails. You don't know any of this, okay? And to weigh on it and insinuate that we're here to cause drama and be petty is the exact opposite of what we stand for in this.
And listen, I'm glad you guys are seeing this, because when we called out and say Rollo and Donnie Boy are the biggest reasons why this space is falling apart, everyone tries to call us cap or saying that we're just, because we're criticizing them, that's why the Manosphere is falling apart. But it's not true. The fact of the matter is, we've been calling it out for a long time. Rollo starts problems with people. If he doesn't like what you said, or you're not 100% sucking on the Rollo pill, he's going to have a problem with it. Because the way Rollo works, you see, Rollo is what you call a pseudo-intellectual, okay? Someone who thinks they're smart, all right, but they have to surround themselves with even dumber people in order to make themselves feel that way, okay? And Rollo, if you're the kind of guy or person that is showing any sort of intelligence whatsoever, and you're trying to go out on your own, he's gonna accuse you of either grifting or working with Anthony Johnson, or every single name in the book, because this guy is the biggest example of what you call crabs in a bucket. No matter what, he doesn't like to see the idea of other people he feels as though started around where he's at, or he feels like he's above, get any kind of shine whatsoever if it ain't about him. That's why he inserts himself in scenarios that don't involve him, because this guy is desperate, okay? He's desperate. You can't deny that. He literally begged Abba and Preach to give him the beef, okay? And what he's doing right now, it's what he does. Okay, guys like him, guys like Donnie Boy, they will not survive in this space without drama. And y'all were just on the chopping block. So everybody else who's doing content with this guy, heed the warning. These guys are the biggest causes of dramas in this space. And I won't be surprised if they're partly responsible for a lot of relationships not going so well behind the scenes. Because you see how they're trying to control and nitpick every situation like they own these guys. And guarantee you, if this channel right now didn't have as many subscribers or weren't as influential, like some of these little underlings that he has underneath him, right? He'd have probably came at him even harder. But the thing is, he's got nothing because they don't really need him at the end of the day. No one does, Rollo. No one needs you. You're old. You're washed up. Time to hang up the beanie, buddy.
Brand. You know, so you had high praise for certain people here at Valuetainment. You had a high praise for our friend Jedediah. Mm-hmm. I believe you called her your sister. Mm-hmm. Okay, you've known Jedediah 6 months. Yeah. The only reason you know Jedediah is because of me and because of Pat and because of Valuetainment. We paid for your flights. We paid for your hotels. We paid for your Ubers. We paid for meals. We've dined together, myself, Patrick, and you. We've went out to dinner.
Damn, bro, they gave you the White House treatment, dog. They paid for every damn thing. What you complaining about? They didn't pay for your ticket. Clearly, they paid for everything, dog. What are you talking about?
We've treated you with nothing with respect. But to come after us over a couple $100 or $1,000 for a flight, and to basically talk shit about me, PBD, Valuetainment, but say that Jed is your sister, yeah, I think is a little beneath you. And I think that your approach is a little beneath you. Because I think, genuinely, Rollo, you are better than this.
Yes.
No. That's where you keep fucking up, my boy. He's not better than this. Matter of fact, he's even worse. And his response video is way worse than we could ever imagine. He's flat out lies to his entire audience. Well, we gonna play that too, baby. We gonna play the whole thing. But the fact that you still, and I guess you're trying to play it nice, right? Because you want to play your audience and not, rock the boat. But listen, bro, the guy's a Class 1 grade A bona fide asshole. That's just what he is. He burns bridges and he does not give a fuck because he is that much of a fucking sociopath, bro. He does not care. So you sitting there trying to at least say, oh, I think it's beneath you. It's not beneath him. That is exactly Rollo's level. What he's doing right now is exactly his level. Bruh, you did not just watch what he did with Abba and Preach? You expect him not to do it to you? Like, if he's willing to do it with Abba and Preach, like, who the fuck are y'all guys? Like, come on, dog. That is just who it is. So stop pretending that this is beneath Rollo. This isn't beneath Rollo. Rollo doing this is exactly what he would do. Matter of fact, everyone in the space that knows him best, because y'all are new and y'all are just dipping your toes in, so you guys don't know this space, Valuetainment, and I understand that. But for the rest of the folks who really know Rollo for who Rollo is and the rest of his crew, okay, this is exactly the level and the lengths they're willing to go ahead and get you to pretty much screw your whole situation up. All right, they did it with Anthony Johnson, the Redman Group. Donnie Boy did it with the CME. So now, when you look at Rollo Tomassi doing this nonsense, and you look at what Anthony Johnson talks about, hey, they tried to screw me over, and Rollo Tomassi tried to take the Redman Group away from me, right? You can kind of see that happening, right? Because you see out of nowhere, Rollo just burning bridges for no reason, right? For something that petty over a plane ticket and John Anthony lawsuit, really? You're gonna throw that relationship over the bridge for that? I mean, did you even really care about these guys? So when Anthony Johnson is saying, hey, bro, like, we felt as though that Donnie Boy tried to steal this, pretty much do the CME was a knockoff 21 convention knockoff. So when he says that, right, and when he comes out and says Rollo Tomassi tried to do a hostile takeover of the Redman Group, right? You're saying, no, that didn't happen. We didn't plan that. But here you are just burning bridges. And worst of all, you're trying to get your own buddies and even viewers to stop dealing with their platform all because of a plane ticket and a goddamn content creator you're not doing business with no more. So what that tells me, Rollo, is it's not these other guys that burn bridges with you. It's you that is actively burning bridges with other people, and you're taking Donnie Boy down with you. Matter of fact, he's diving head on with you. That's the problem with y'all in this space. And y'all sit there because you're either crazy or so tone deaf that you can't see or even take accountability for the role you played in this, right? Instead, you blame other people for the shit and decisions you made. And then you understand why these guys don't take accountability when it comes to this space, and they blame women. Oh, this 19-year-old heroin addict, she tricked me, okay? I spent $800 on a wedding ring that I couldn't afford, and she still cheated on me. How could she do this? I got duped. All women are bad. Never date single mothers. Bro, you put yourself in that spot. Did you forget? You were the one thirsting after a single mom, not her. It was you. You're the one who ignored all the red flags. She came with them. You ignored it. So what are we talking about here, Donnie? What are we talking about here, Rollo? You guys are the reason why the Manosphere space is falling apart. Matter of fact, realistically, Kevin Samuels kept y'all niggas on a leash, because ever since Kevin Samuels took that Godfather title away from Rollo and people stopped calling Rollo the Godfather, there was a little bit of stability in this space. There was a lot of stability in this space, right? And I kind of knew that. I'm like, bruh, if Kevin Samuels took his little group and ran off right now, bruh, the rest of the Manosphere would be fucked. I knew that. Now he's gone, and the fake Godfather has ascended the throne, right? This clown, and look the mess that we have here. His former best friend, Donnie Boy, who's supposed to be Kevin Samuels' former best friend, is over here talking shit about his own former best friend after he died. That's the level of relationship you get out of this space, right? So here's the thing. Rollo
Time I was on with Donovan.
Rollo then sees this and makes a response video, and this is gonna be a two-parter, right? And the reason why it's gonna be two-parter because Rollo pretty much tries to hit two birds with one stone with this mega stream that he does. And don't worry, I'm gonna save you guys the trouble. You're not gonna watch all 5 hours of this bullshit live stream that's filled with nothing but lies, okay? I shit you not. This bro in 5 hours responding to this mess, right? So first he responds to Abba and Preach. So we're going to talk about that because we're going to have to break out that, all right? And second of all, he responds to Adam, okay? So we're gonna play both, and we're gonna analyze what's really going on over here. So here's the Abba and Preach response right over here.
Standing on what? The last time I talked to Donovan was about fantasy football. I'm in a freaking fantasy. I was, anyways, until last season. It's a fantasy football league with Donovan. That was it. What? Why? Okay, now. And fuck it. We're gonna do Abba and Preach first. I was gonna do Adam, but let's get into Abba and Preach here. Now, I wanted to point out right here that I'm going to show you a little bit of the very creative post-production editing that and by the way, bravo, consummate professionals at Abba and Preach, whoever's behind the scenes doing this for you guys. Yeah, thank you. Because I wanted to throw this one up here because apparently they were reacting to a video, and sorry if I haven't got them queued up just yet. Where do we go with that? There we go. Oh my goodness, it looks like Rollo's got it. He's got it coming. Please, I'm begging you. Right here on the chin. Do it now. I'm begging you. Beware of who you come at in this sphere. Does that look like a good clip for you? That look like a good jump cut right there? Beware.
Oh, you don't know what's happening right now. This guy's called the Godfather of the Redpill. He wrote a book that a lot of people think is really important. Some of you.
No, dumbass. I wrote 5 books that a lot of people think are really important over the course of
and no one remembers any of them.
20 years. So let's just clarify a few things.
The other people might know him as Tim Pool's father. And he upset that we talked about trying to start being a fraud.
Is he Tim Pool's father?
Nah, they just, for some reason, are both grown men who wear beanies every day on screen. I don't know. I think for Tim Pool,
Hey, yo, Chet. You know what I just noticed? He's not wearing a beanie. Oh, shit. Yo, my boy knew he was going to react to this video. He said, hold up. Let me take that beanie off. Hey, I'm not wearing a beanie now, huh? Look, I got a Raiders hat on, huh? Oakland, baby. What do you think about that? Yo, I just noticed that, bro. Yo, buddy, wearing a freaking hat, dog. Hey, why did you change the wardrobe, bro? What happened to them beanies, Rollo? Hey, what happened to them beanies, dog? Hey, am I the only one? Because, like, the last videos we played, he sure was wearing a beanie, dog. Hey, he wore a beanie in this one. Why not the response video, huh? Why? You were afraid they were gonna make a point? Was that Rollo? Huh?
Well, because like he's in his 20s, but like you're a 50-year-old man married wearing beanies every day.
Maybe he's.
Herp derp. Okay, there's your yucks. Let's keep going.
I understand the sentiment.
Yeah, marriage is a lonely life.
See, once again, you can't be red pill. You're married. You can't be married. You're red pill.
Sorry. It's just something about the dude who's like,
Donovan, your buddy is married. What? Yo, the hypocrisy is horrible, bro.
been married for 25 years. I'll be like, let me tell you about dating, guy. I mean, shut your old ass up. You ain't been dating forever. You dated while motherfuckers were using Morse code to get at each other.
Typewriters.
Typewriters.
If I used typewriters,
Yeah.
and he used
Hey,
typewriters,
he got 50.
Is there anything else to this besides just like personal insults and attacks? Because
Hey, bro, they really got you with that beanie, dog. Admit it, dog. The fact that, hey, you didn't own a beanie and come up to the fact that you didn't make a response video owning it with that beanie, bro, and you came up here with a hat, it just says everything I need to know. hey, we gonna make that name stick. What they say, broke ass beanie? I think that really hurt him, bro. I really think he got his feelings hurt over that, bro. Listen, dog, he mostly wears beanies. This is the first time I've seen him wear a hat, dog. And he's responding to Abba and Preach after they called him broke ass beanie, bro. That hurt him. He does not like that, dog.
like at this point, what are we in? A minute and a half? No, a minute and 11.
Years on you.
Yeah.
He one of them old. Okay.
But let me explain one other thing to you. Abba and Preach, before you start like mouthing off with bullshit like that, especially with people that I know. And again, I'm not defending Donovan. That's his house. He can go do you want. He's defending him. Go talk to Donovan. That's on him. Did he do it? Yeah, clearly. He's talked to it. He's talked about it. He's right. He took the hit for it way back when Anthony came at him back in 2020. That Abba and Preach clearly didn't know anything about because they wouldn't have come up with this lame contrived video. And they even admit in the video that they got the information from Anthony. Could it be because he's paying you to do these attack piece videos? I can't wait for the one on me to you. Abba, wait a minute. Did he do it? Yeah, clearly. He's talked to it. He's talked about it. He's right. He took the hit for it way back when Anthony came at him back in 2020. That Abba and Preach clearly didn't know anything about because they wouldn't have come up with this lame contrived video. And they even admit in the video that they got the information from Anthony. Could it be because he's paying you to do these attack piece videos? I can't wait for the one on me. Shills of Anthony Johnson. Oh, did you guys catch that clip? Did that jump? Sorry, I was trying to get that. Did you catch that jump? Because we're going to come back to that. I'm going to show you exactly what they clipped out of that.
What?
It's a paid, it's product placement. Yeah, it is. Would you like to see the real video here? Oh, okay. Funny that I should actually have the real video because I'm in the fucking real video. So where to go? Not that.
Hey, this better be good, Rollo.
I wouldn't even know who Abba and Preach were had that not gone down with those guys. But let me explain one other thing to you. Abba and Preach, before you start like mouthing off with bullshit like that, especially with people that I know. And again, I'm not defending Donovan. That's his house. He can go do you want. He's defending him. Go talk to Donovan. That's on him. Did he do it? Yeah, clearly. He's talked to it. He's talked about it. He's right. He took the hit for it way back when Anthony came at him back in 2020. That Abba and Preach clearly didn't know anything about because they wouldn't have come up with this lame contrived video.
Again, he's assuming that Abba and Preach don't know anything about Anthony Johnson and Donnie Boy beef. The same assumption he's currently making about Adam right now and his platform with Valuetainment. So it just goes to show you the arrogance level this guy is playing on right now.
And they even admit in the video that they got the information from Anthony. Could it be because he's paying you to do these attack piece videos? Okay, did I say at any point here that they were? Did I say I asked the question. I said, could it be? The reason why I'm asking that question is because it's happened in the past.
Bro, you cannot play that game, Rollo. You cannot play that game, bro. Come on. So now you're gonna act like you didn't imply that they were being bribed by Anthony Johnson? Really? You're gonna argue on semantics here? This is crazy to me. Wow. So because they called you out for saying, hey, you're telling people that we're getting paid for doing a video on you, right? That's what you're saying. And then you play a clip of you basically saying that, and then you're gonna say, well, I didn't say they did. I just say, could they? It's the same thing. You're making an implication. You're implying that they are being paid by Anthony Johnson, and you, in the same breath, backed it up by saying they've done it before, and you know it. With what proof, bruh?
I didn't say, here's what happened. They took money to do this. I didn't know. That's not what I said. I asked a question. And funny how they dance around that. They don't want to talk about it. Now later on, they'll say, well, we didn't take any money. We just did it on our own, which is what I would expect from guys who just out of the blue decided to go and do an attack piece video on Donovan. And yes, I know Donovan came at them before. Okay. This is like way long ago. I remember this is like, I think it's like mid-January. Pretty sure. I don't know exactly when.
You see how tone deaf he is? Oh yeah, I know Donovan Sharp came after him a long time ago. This was way back ago. I think this was January. But other than that, there's no reason why Abba and Preach would go after them. Do you really think your audience is that stupid, Rollo? Is that, see, this is why I call them Rollo tarts, because genuinely Rollo thinks they're stupid, okay? Because if you're willing to buy this bullshit, you're willing to buy anything, including his dumbass books. Listen, bruh, we saw what we saw. Donovan Sharp came after their wife, and it wasn't even their wife, but he showed that he was able to do that. And you being a leader of this place, even acknowledging that that's the bullshit that Donnie Boy is getting on, you're still not even holding him accountable. You're saying, yeah, I know he came after him, but that was a long time ago. Bruh, the video was last month. It was February. It was last month he did that. He dropped. What are you talking about, Rollo? That was what was long ago was the Anthony Johnson beef. That was a long time ago, and we find it very convenient that you guys are bringing our beef from 2020 all the way up here in the present because Donnie Boy couldn't come up with a proper response for Abba and Preach after coming at him. I find that whole thing very convenient, but for you to ignore that and not point it out to your audience, but still try to grandstand that you're doing this for righteous purposes. This is why people think you're a scumbag. Okay, Rollo? This is why people don't trust you.
That's a great cut, isn't it? Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, why is this a big deal right now? Let's find out.
People looked. Yeah, he said we're paid by it. First off, I didn't even know his name was Anthony Johnson. I just know him as the guy from 21 Studios.
I see. So you're admitting to doing a video, an attack piece video, using data and information from someone you didn't know. From a source that you had no idea who the source was.
You're so fucking stupid, Rollo. First of all, did you know what Anthony Johnson did? Anthony Johnson at one point, believe it or not, guys, went viral. He was even on Fox News, I believe, right? Was it Fox News? Somebody let me know. He was on mainstream media, bro. He went viral. Why? Because he was doing the whole Republican thing, right? Because he had that red hat saying, make women great again, right? It was a spinoff of the whole Donald Trump thing, but that took off. And what also took off was the 21 conventions and the 22 conventions that got Candace Owens, the biggest content creator in the conservative manosphere. You know that, right? A lot of conservatives fuck with Candace Owens. She's pretty much Queen Bee around here, all right? Including the Manosphere, everybody fucks with her. So I'm just saying, bruh, you had Candace Owens promoting that, all of that situation going down. You don't expect these guys to know who was actually running the event, even though it was on mainstream media? Of course they would have known. This would be right up in the wheelhouse. But for you to act like, oh, well, see, you guys reference his content. Listen, anybody that does a simple YouTube search on Donnie Boy Exposed will come across that video. Why? Because it was an exposed video meant to call out Donovan. And at the time, he was the biggest content creator to ever call out Donovan Sharp for all of the scams that he pulled off. Something that you should have done, Rollo, but you didn't. Instead of lying to your audience this whole entire time, you could have just told them the truth. You chose not to, and here we are.
So it looked pretty bad either way. If you knew him, that's okay. If you didn't, that's ignorance, man. That's even worse. And what does that say about the initial video that you did?
I don't know much about him. Okay, I don't know much about him. But if you think we get paid to cover anybody, you are bugging.
You can't prove something that did not happen.
That's my point. So you got to bring the proof. You can't just make that kind of allegation.
Did I make that allegation? Or did I ask the question that it was a possibility? Because it's been a possibility for quite some time. When we get to the John Anthony lifestyle section of today's show, you'll understand why.
Hold up.
Because that has been the way things have worked really since June of 2019.
Chat,
but let me explain one.
I gotta play that back. I'll get right to it. We'll get it. I gotta play his own words back, bro.
Off with bullshit like that, especially with people that I know. And again, I'm not defending Donovan. That's his house. He can go do you want. He's defending him. Go talk to Donovan. That's on him. Did he do it? Well, yeah, clearly he's talked to it. He's talked about it. He's right. He took the hit for it way back when Anthony came at him back in 2020. That Abba Preach clearly didn't know anything about because they wouldn't have come up with this lame contrived video. And they even admit in the video that they got the information from Anthony. Could it be because he's paying you to do these attack piece videos? I can't wait for the one on me to you. Wait a minute. You do it? Yeah, clearly. He's talked to it. He's talked about it. He's right. He took the hit for it way back when Anthony. But let me explain one other thing to you. Abba and Preach, before you start like mouthing off with bullshit like that, especially with people that I know. And again, I'm not defending Donovan. That's his house. He can go do you want. He's defending him. Go talk to Donovan. That's on him. Did he do it? Yeah, clearly. He's talked to it. He's talked about it. He's right. He took the hit for it way back when Anthony came at him back in 2020. That Abba and Preach clearly didn't know anything about because they wouldn't have come up with this lame contrived video. And they even admit in the video that they got the information from Anthony. Could it be because he's paying you to do these attack piece videos? Okay. Did I say at any point here that they were? Did I say at any?
You implied it, dumbass. It's the same exact thing. We know what game you're playing. Who do you think you're fooling here? You implied it. So now you're going to sit here and argue the game of, well, I didn't say that word specifically, so the sentence didn't really mean what the sentence was meant to mean. Are your audience this stupid, or are they this severely brain damaged? Like, I don't get this.
It's important, gentlemen, to understand who you're quoting, to understand where the data is coming from. Correct? Am I wrong in this?
Yes.
Oh, we didn't know who he was. He's just the guy from 21. But you're going to make a whole video about that and attack Donovan for things, for the whole thing with Devin and again, not a defense. Yeah, he did what he did. You have a problem with Donovan, go talk to him about that. But here's the thing: is like that's old. This is like data sets and data sets. This is like information. And
that's old, nigga. This was last month. Donnie Boy called Preacher's wife a fat ass last month. This was last month. This isn't old news. You think we're stupid? What the fuck? This is his response, people. I shit you not. And if you go to his chat, there are a bunch of Rollo tards buying this crap. Like, look at this. Look at all the Rollo tards in the chat right now. Hold up. Let me zoom in on this shit. Cause you cannot make this shit up. Like, a lot of these guys, even some of his old audience, they know he's capping, right? Some of these guys are saying, look at this. Abba and Preach don't bring any value. It's either hit pieces or reactions. Easy-o, hit pieces or reactions. What do you call this video? Like, I don't get this, bro. Like, you're doing hit pieces on people with no facts and evidence, and there's no. I'm so confused. And look at his face. He literally thinks he's winning here. Look at this guy.
Attack pieces that were presented by Anthony Johnson and MGTOW Dictionary and all these other guys who were proxies for Anthony 3 years ago. And guess what? And you know why? Because Donovan has a competing product. He has a convention called the CME, Convention of Masculine Excellence. Right? I was there last year. I wasn't there the first one. I was there last year. I don't know if I'll go to the next one or not. We'll see. Maybe not. But either way, when Donovan comes out and makes an announcement for the CME or the first one and the second one, funny how those attack piece videos seem to materialize. I don't know, maybe a week or two, maybe a month. I don't know.
Are you kidding me, dude? This guy's trying to say that Abba and Preach and all this attack that's coming to Donovan right now is because it's Anthony Johnson orchestrating this. And the reason why Anthony Johnson is orchestrating this is because Donnie Boy has the CME 3 coming up. And this is Anthony Johnson's way of sabotaging the CME 3 by dropping videos before it even launches. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like, where did you come up with this contrived theory? Like, look at his face. Like, you really had to think about that one, did you? Like, you just pulled that one right out of your ass, Rollo. That's what it sounded like. Like, why would they care? And who's still buying tickets to Donnie Boy's convention? After the last shoebox he got himself involved in? Come on now. Are we kidding me? And here's the crazy thing. When Donnie Boy's CME 3 eventually bombs, which we know it will, right? Guess who he's going to blame? Anthony Johnson, and he's going to say, well, because he sent Abba and Preach to do a hit piece video right before he dropped the convention, and now no one showed up. That's why it was a failure. That's what these guys are doing. They're getting ready to steal your money. So if y'all who pay for that convention, this is the excuse. When they don't refund you, they're going to say Anthony Johnson is the reason why.
Maybe the first time about a month before the announcement. Funny how that happens.
Yo.
Funny how John Anthony Lifestyle goes at Donovan. Funny how Alex from Playing with Fire comes at me or goes after these guys. Funny how MGTOW Dictionary and the rest of these guys, these black pill doomers who got duped and betrayed by Anthony Johnson, are doing attack piece videos on him.
Anthony Johnson's not even a black pillar. That's how dumb you are, bro. Like, you're so fucking dumb, and you're just pulling this crap out of your ass
because they see him as the sellout that he is. They won't even the dregs of the freaking black pill won't deal with this guy anymore. And you didn't do your homework on him. Bravo, man. That is some like god tier ignorance. None of those guys want to hang out. Who's left, man? Who's left? Tell me who's left. I can't. Please do it again. I would love to recover this, because you do that, I'll be happy to release all of the screen caps I have of you cyber stalking my daughter. Bring these. I'm begging you right here on the fucking chin. Do it. See? You see what I just see? They led off with that clip thinking that I was talking about them. And so anybody who's watching their little, what is it, 12-minute thing? I forget how long this is. Anyone watching their clip thinks I'm calling them out, thinks that I'm trying.
He went in the okay.
But let me explain one other thing to you. Abba and Preach, before you start like mouthing off with bullshit like that, especially with people that I know. And again, I'm not defending Donovan. That's his house. He can go do you want. He's defending him. Go talk to Donovan. That's on him. Did he do it? Yeah, clearly. He's talked to it. He's talked about it. He's right. He took the hit for it way back when Anthony came at him back in 2020. That Abba and Preach clearly didn't know anything about, because they wouldn't have come up with this lame contrived video. And they even admit in the video that they got the information from Anthony. Could it be because he's paying you to do these attack piece videos? I can't wait for the one on me.
Sounds like you were asking for it. We just played it back. I didn't see any edits or skip. That was you. You were asking for Abba and Preach to do a video on you, and now you're pretending that it's, oh my God, they're just attacking me because Anthony Johnson. You are, oh my God, bro. Do you think we're that stupid? Rollo, I mean, do you really think we're dumb? Hey, we're not one of your Rollo tards, bro. We're not one of your fanboys. We clearly heard you beg for clout, and now you're over here crying because they gave it to you. Is that what it is? Because you and Donnie are the same people. That's what it is, bro. Like, what we just heard you in 4K. Oh, Anthony Johnson, he paid them, so I'm guessing the next up is me. He's gonna pay them to make a video about me. I can't wait for the one they do on me. They do a video on you. Now all of a sudden, yeah, see, I told you. I told Anthony Johnson. I told y'all. Do you think we're stupid, Rollo? I mean, honestly, what do you think each of your audience are walking around here with stupid tattooed on your foreheads? I mean, in this case, they might as well, because they buy this bullshit. I mean, what in the actual, what? Bruh.
You didn't do your homework on him. Bravo, man. That is some like god tier ignorance. None of those guys want to hang out. Who's left, man? Who's left? Tell me who's left. I can't. Please do it again. I would love to recover this, because you do that, I'll be happy to release all of the screen caps I have of you cyber stalking my daughter. Bring these. I'm begging you right here on the fucking chin. Do it. See? You see what I just see? They led off with that clip thinking that I was talking about them. And so anybody who's watching their little, what is it, 12-minute thing? I forget how long this is. Anyone watching their clip thinks I'm calling them out, thinks that I'm trying to be a badass and like fluffing up my chest at these guys. I wasn't even talking about you guys.
But you were. We just saw you say that, bro. You said Anthony Johnson paid him to do the Donnie Boy hit, and you can't wait for the one on you. Like, we just played that back. That's what you just said. No skips, no edits. You said it. Jesus freaking, is this guy this freaking dense, bro? Like, are you kidding me? Whoa, you were asking for it, bro. You called them out, and now you're backpedaling. Now they got the smoke put in your, within your, bro, they got you within their sights right now, and you're running. Well, I didn't ask for it. They're just coming after me. Now you trying to play victim? Really, Rollo? You trying to hide? Is that what this is? I told you these guys are not ready for the smoke, bro. Like, that's now he's blaming Abba and Preach for making him look out to act like he was pretending to be a fake alpha, right? Oh, you guys were acting like I was beating my chest against you guys, but I wasn't even talking about you guys. You guys are so mean to me. That's what you sound like, bro. That's what you sound like, Rollo. You were beating your chest. You were talking all this hot air filled up with all this hot smoke, and when they return fire, all of a sudden you're acting like, well, no, I mean, they're trying to make it seem like I was beating my chest at him, but I wasn't beating my chest at him. I wasn't even talking to him. Are we? Is this where we've come to? Like, Is this where we've come to, like, in this Manosphere space? Like really? Wow, bruh. I can't.
This didn't have, that clip that you used had nothing to do with you.
It did. It did.
See, this is the shit. When I talk about like outrage brokership,
Oh
this is
my
the outrage
God.
brokership right here. This is the actual clip. Do it now. Begging you. I've been preaching. You are treading on thin fucking ice, my friend. Because when Donovan does his response video to you, you can expect that he's going to quote, or he's going to bring up the video of you and your milking video. Did I say that? No, I said Donovan will probably bring that up, but they think that I'm the one saying that, because if we go and we look at this,
Bro, the reason why they're saying you said that, because Donnie Boy, up until that point, no one heard from him. Matter of fact, even 2 weeks after you made this video, no one heard from Donnie Boy. And all of a sudden, you made this video coming out saying that Donnie Boy, the only reason that Alban Preach made that video about him was because Anthony Johnson paid him. And then, before you know it, Donnie Boy comes out with a stream, literally 2 days later, basically echoing the same talking points you put out there. So if anything, Donnie Boy doesn't have a mind of his own. He only waited for you to say something before he said something. And then you're going to try to pretend this beef that Donnie Boy started was so long ago, and Alban Preacher so petty for bringing it up now, but it was last month. And he's still talking shit about their wives. Matter of fact, in his response video, he still called Preacher's wife a whale, even though we proved that wasn't even Preacher's wife. God damn it, dog. Like, are you guys that stupid? like, just be real. Just be real. Jesus Christ. Like the reason why I'm, like, getting frustrated, because he's clearly lying. But, like, I feel like I low-key feel stupid right now, dog. Just listen to this, bro. Like, I feel like I'm being lied to for sure. I'm definitely being lied to. Oh, that's for real.
let's have a look.
But hey,
with bogus allegations.
Yeah.
And I think you put a price on how much we were paid.
hey, but don't be get mad at ladies when they make.
I'm sorry. Did I put a price? Did I say something? Did I list a dollar amount there, Preach?
You said $1,300. No. You said $1,200, and then you said $1,300. That's what you said they were being paid by Anthony Johnson. You said that, and if you didn't say it, you definitely implied that. So, I'm sorry. Where did they get off wrong here? What is going on?
In that video, did I? That no one's going to watch because you guys have clipped it up and everybody makes up their mind off of your 30-second buzz clip? No, I didn't say that. Is that anywhere in here? Has that been in my original video whatsoever?
False allegations?
That's fair. Those are some very serious allegations. So then they go back through my archives to dig up my video with this chick, with Skrillex Girl. That's why we need this level of accuracy. That's why we need to speak in terms in ways that are that leave no room for error. You mean like misrepresenting what I said? That I said there was a dollar amount? Oh well, let's keep going. Shan Booty. You got no, dude. Beware of who you come at in this sphere. Beware. And it's not, and you better be clean. You better have a fucking clean nose before you do that. Because I know damn well you took money. I know damn well why you'd like.
You know damn well you took money. That's out of your mouth. Oh my, you just played a video disproving your own point by your own mouth. I'm done, dog. You can't say that, oh, I never said that they took money, and then in the same breath say, I know damn well that they took money. Those two things don't exist in a logical statement. You understand that, right? What the fuck? You can't say, Rollo, in one breath, oh yeah, I never implied that they were taking money, and then in the same fucking sentence say, I know they were taking money, okay? Implying and knowing for a fact are two separate things. So in your own video, lying to your own audience, like you got exposed. You just exposed yourself. I can't. I can't believe what I'm watching. I gotta run that back. This nigga, look at oh no. This nigga, oh my God. Hey, this is why I call y'all Rollo tards. Like, yo, you just exposed yourself, bro. What are we at? 57-33. Hold up. Let's go back. Let's go back.
No one's gonna watch because you guys have clipped it up and everybody makes up their mind off of your 30-second buzz clip. No, I didn't say that. Is that anywhere in here? Has that been in my original video whatsoever?
False allegations?
That's fair. Those are some very serious allegations. That's so. Then they go back through my archives to dig up my video with this chick, with Skrillex girl. That's why we need this level of accuracy. That's why we need to speak.
Oh, they dug through the archives. So you mean the last time you wore a normal hat was a video back in your archives? You've been wearing a broke-ass beanie ever since, and then all of a sudden, Abba Preach did a video making fun of your broke-ass beanie, and now you back to wearing hats, huh? You look like you took this bitch out the archives and dusted it off. That's what this... You found this old Raiders hat. Pulled it out that chest in your attic. Well, listen, the boys are on to us, so we got to get the hat on. Yo, hold up. We got to get to the story. My bad. Hey, Kira Hart, shout out to you for the $2 super chat. I'm telling you, bro, that's exactly what these guys are. They start shit and they run. Not masculine.
In terms, in ways that are that leave no room for error. You mean like misrepresenting what I said? That I said there was a dollar amount?
Okay.
Oh, well, let's keep going. Shan Booty.
Okay.
You got no play, dude. Beware of who you come at in this sphere. Beware. And it's not, and you better be clean. You better have a fucking clean nose before you do that. Because I know damn well you took money. I know damn well why. Like, there's no earthly reason for you to actually just out of the blue do a hit piece on Donovan Sharp. There's no reason.
You know damn well. Look, you see how, look at his smirk. Look, hey, you see how quick that shit faded? He just exposed himself. You know damn well you took that money. I know you took that money, right? There's no earthly reason why Abba and Preach will come after Donnie Boy. No, it's not that. He's still calling Preach's wife that he clearly had the wrong info on, a fat ass. No, it's not that at all. No, it has nothing to do with that. It's because they took money. Matter of fact, he knows that they took money. Bro, you're stupid. You're fucking stupid, though. I can't. This is why the manosphere is falling apart. It's because of shit like this, Rollo. Okay? Because you do things, and instead of taking accountability for your actions, you come up here and just blatantly lie and try to act like our reality isn't what we already saw. But then y'all the same one talking about you want to wake these men up and make them see the reality of society and how much it's lying to them, okay? Conspiracies and the Matrix, right? Here you are creating a brand new Matrix for your Rollo tarts to buy into. Like, I don't believe this. You just said in that video, they quoted you verbatim, that you said you knew with absolute knowledge that they're taking money from Anthony Johnson. And then when they held you accountable, you're over here backpedaling. I didn't say that. And then you played a video exposing yourself. Like, you can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up, people. Okay? This is what I'm saying. Your young men who are listening to these clowns are not in need, and they're not in good hands. Okay? It's a reverse Allstate. Okay? You better get them kids out of there. All right, let's play this again. All right, this is Rollo's own words betraying him. I'm gonna slow this down. And guys, what's gonna be so interesting about this, I want y'all to watch the smirk slowly fade off his face once he realized he played his own video with him exposing himself. Hey, the Drip, shout out to you. Hey, listen. You were on that stream, bruh. You, Coffeezilla, y'all were on that stream. Let me know with Patrick Bet-David. You know what I'm talking about, bro. Come on, dude. You know what I'm talking about, where you exposed Patrick Bet-David. Please, I will drop the link right now, and you can hop on, okay? Because y'all know what I'm talking about. Patrick Bet-David is not this great guy. But shout out to the Drip. Welcome to the show. Like, let's play this back again, fellas. Let's run this back real quick. Let's run this back.
Quote of the day. I forget how long this is. Anyone watching their clip thinks I'm calling them out, thinks that I'm trying to be a badass and like fluffing off my chest at these guys. I wasn't even talking about you guys. This didn't have that clip that you use had nothing to do with you. See, this is the shit. When I talk about like outrage brokership, this is the outrage brokership right here. This is the actual clip. Do it now. Begging you. Abba and Preach, you are treading on thin fucking ice, my friend. Because when Donovan does his response video to you, you can expect that he's going to quote, or he's going to bring up the video of you and your milking video. Did I say that? No, I said Donovan will probably bring that up, but they think that I'm the one saying that, because if we go and we look at this, let's have a look.
But hey,
with bogus allegations.
Yeah.
And I think you put a price on how much we were paid.
Hey, but don't we get mad at ladies when they make?
I'm sorry. Did I put a price? Did I say something? Did I list a dollar amount there, Preach? In that video? Did I? That no one's going to watch because you guys have clipped it up and everybody makes up their mind off of your 30-second buzz clip? No, I didn't say that. Is that anywhere in here? Has that been in my original video whatsoever?
False allegations?
That's fair. Those are some very serious allegations. So then they go back through my archives to dig up my video with this chick, with Skrillex girl. That's why we need this level of accuracy. That's why we need to speak in terms in ways that are that leave no room for error. You mean like misrepresenting what I said? That I said there was a dollar amount? Oh well, let's keep going. Shan Booty. You got no play. Dude,
watch his face, y'all. Watch his face.
Beware of who you come at in this sphere. Beware. And it's not, and you better be clean. You better have a fucking clean nose before you do that. Because I know damn well you took money. I know damn
well you took the money. I know. I'm sorry, guys. Does that not sound like a statement of guarantee? Someone saying they know damn well you took it. That means they're pretty sure that you took something, right? So he's speaking in absolute certainty, but then comes on stream to lie about saying I never spoke in absolute certainty. Even though these guys are calling me out for speaking in absolute certainty, I never did it. And then proceeds to play a video of him debunking himself. Like that's how stupid the level of stupidity these guys have reached. Okay, they've gotten used to lying so much that they don't even recognize when they're lying, bro. That's how bad this has gotten. Over what? Like, just think about it. As we're watching all this, what is this for? Like, why is Rollo doing this, right? He didn't need to inject himself in the whole Abba and Preach versus Donnie Boy. Donnie Boy started this shit. Rollo didn't call anybody's wife a fat ass. Donnie Boy did. But here we are, Rollo interjecting himself in a place he don't belong, right? And then the same thing with Patrick McDavid, and the same thing with the Sosnick here, okay? You set up a beef, burning bridges in relationship that didn't really need to be a thing. All right, listen. CoffeeZilla and Amish already exposed Patrick McDavid. Okay, they already did that a long ass time ago. That was I think it was on the Drip podcast. Amish, CoffeeZilla, if you guys are watching, both of you guys, I know because Amish, I know you were on that stream, and Amish, he got super pissed off at you, bro. Amish, remember when he got mad at you because you asked him a question? Was it about Trump? It was a question about Trump, and Patrick McDavid flipped out. I thought he was gonna scream at you on that stream. So them trying to paint him as some kind of good guy that just cares about business. Nah, he's they all emotional. Every single last one of them. They're all emotional dudes. But I just find it funny that this guy plays a video basically debunking himself. Look at him. Like Jesus, bro.
And well, why? Like, there's no earthly reason for you to actually just out of the blue do a hit piece on Donovan Sharp. There's no reason. And not even you can't even explain that away. Well, we wanted to get clicks. No, you didn't. No, you. Hold on. Let me address this really quick here, Arxon.
Hey, hold up. Why don't you play the rest of the video? Play the rest of the video. Hey, time out. Hey, what you doing? No. Don't address the $2 comment. Forget the $2 comment. Play the rest of the video, Brody. Come on, dog. Hey, just play the rest of the video. Hold up.
Rollo, this drama is beneath you. They said the same thing when I went and did the video with. I did the response video to Alex from Playing with Fire. Because again, Arx Hominin, we have to go back to today's quote of the day. It is an order of magnitude greater to refute bullshit than it is to create bullshit. So here's my problem. Here's my paradox here, Arx, is if I don't respond to this, people will think, oh, he's a coward. He's ducking. He won't do a debate with Destiny. He won't do a debate with Alex. He won't do a debate. He's illegitimate because he won't confront these guys. So that's side one. The other side is if I do, and I do a show like this, or I did a show like the one I did when I was like sort of running Alex up the flagpole for the 9 Iron Rollo Tomassi. Actually, we didn't get to all 9. But when I do stuff like that, then people say, oh, Rollo, this shit's beneath you. You shouldn't have to do this. Where's the hard-hitting, impactful where's the meat, right? Where's the old Rollo at? Where's the old school Rollo at?
I'm
No,
looking
old
at
school
him.
Rollo's right here. You know why? I just did 90 minutes with Richard Reeves in Las Vegas. Set the whole fucking thing up myself. Chased him down. Said, hey, are you going to be in Vegas? Yeah, he's going to be at UNLV. I paid for the freaking studio time. Got him in there. Got Mike in there. Had a really good talk. Where were you there? Where were you going? Oh, this is great, man. This is the old school Rollo. Where's that? No. You know what was in that? You know what people in the comments were saying? You didn't punch him in the face enough. We want blood. You didn't go and attack him like I wanted you to attack him. Boy, we really could have used Myron in there because he would have just like kicked him in the ass and he would have went home with his tail between his legs.
Yo, you mean to tell me your audience think Myron's got more testosterone than you? Hey, that is sad, bro. If my own audience said, "Hey, Duke, hey, let you know what? Just let Allende handle your problems, okay? It's okay, Duke. You need to let Allende come in here and handle your own problems for you." I'd kind of have a problem with that because it's my platform. I can handle my shit. But you mean to tell me your own audience, they have zero confidence in your ability to properly clap back. They said, you know what, Rollo? Just get Myron to do it. Let's be real. Let's just get Myron to do it. We know you're. Hey, listen. I mean, you're a rational guy, but I mean, let's just face it. Myron's the alpha male in this situation, bro. Yo, that's funny. Alicia, shout out to you, baby. Thank you for the $10 super chat. She says, I'm very rarely at a loss for words, but here I sit. Wine, copium overload. Oh my, it's not even done. Believe me, it's not even done.
So, what do you want? Do you want blood or do you want information and education? Because that's really where, like, it's the Kobayashi Maru, man. No win situation.
What?
I don't get to win this. So when I'm looking at, Alvin Preach coming at me, when I'm looking at Adam Sosnick coming at me, it's like there's reasons why they're doing this that have.
What reason? You started the beef with Adam Sosnick. He didn't start shit with you. We just played the video. You started it over John Anthony, and now you're trying to rephrase it to your audience like they're coming after you. Alvin Preach didn't choose to come after you. They would have left you alone if you didn't go after them, calling them fucking shills. Pretty much defending Donovan, defending the indefensible. They would have left you alone. They wouldn't have cared about Rollo Tomassi. But Rollo Tomassi involved himself in a beef that he didn't belong. And now I like how he's pretending to act like these big content creators are all coming after him. Because he's on this grand mission or grand plan to save the Manosphere. Eat my ass, bro. You are a liar, dog. You are a liar.
To be explained. Because if I don't, like right now, go look up here's some homework for you, Arcs. If I don't go and address this, if I don't do what I'm doing right now, then you will go and you'll see, okay, just go to Google, or go to YouTube, in the search engine, type Rollo Tomassi. That's all you gotta do. Just Rollo Tomassi. Put that in. And what comes up? What's your returns? Arrogance Preach owned him. They destroyed him. Is this the end of Rollo? Let's put Rollo in every single title. That's great for me. Thanks for the engagement, by the way.
I tell you what they're not going to
awesome.
do. They're not going to watch a 5-hour stream of you lying. I mean, look at these poor saps that are just buying into your bullshit. Look at this. Listen, oh, Alex getting homework. God, man. Just a bunch of grown children today, face palm. What? Look at this. Look at this. They're just defending him. And apparently, Donnie Boy and maybe not Donnie Boy, but Rollo Tomassi has a beef with Pearl. He accused her of buying subs. This is crazy. Y'all subscribe right now because we got to cover the whole Pearl dilemma. All this shit happened last month. Everything you're seeing here with Pearl, Donnie Boy, Rollo Tomassi, Abba and Preach, Adam Sosnick with Valuetainment, it all happened last month. It's crazy. So apparently, if you guys have more information on that, if Pearl is indeed buying subs, I don't believe it because I don't think YouTube allows that, and there's no way she would have got to a million subscribers getting subs, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Is she verified? If she's verified, then I mean she definitely not buying subs. But Rollo accused her of buying subs in this video.
But yeah. I didn't accuse you of buying subs, Pearl. From what I know, you actually admitted to buying subs. So we'll have that conversation whenever you get out here to Vegas.
What the fuck is that, bro? Does anyone know what that means? Like, why would that happen? Is that the real Pearl account? Well, if that's not the real Pearl account, why would he read a fake Pearl account? Like, I'm not understanding. Like, what's going on? Did Pearl really pay for subs to get to where she is? I don't know. I do know they're all grifting and they're all turning on each other. But what's the truth here?
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's how I expect you to react. I'm hoping Rollo and Dream can reconcile and work together in the future. Yeah, that ain't ever going to happen. I don't work with psychopaths. Sorry. Yeah, that will never happen. Not in this world, and not. And here's the other thing: the very fact that you would think that should be a possibility makes you question your own sanity.
Wow.
Like, why would you think that this dude is? I'm not mad at Adam. I expect better from Adam. So let me keep going here. Where'd this? Oh, hold on. Masturbators and shameless clowns who literally say nothing. I just don't like these fools. So we don't work with people who work with Anthony Johnson, like John Anthony Lifestyle, like Alex from Playing with Fire, like all these guys who have these associations with them. We don't work with them. So if you're going to go and speak at the 21 convention, via con Dios, we still love you, but you got to go make your own mistakes. Go right ahead and do that. And of course he jumps in and believes the hype and gets into it. And then of course, let's see, about a year later, when Anthony spurgs out on him, then now it's like I have John Sammez giving very nice emails saying, hey man, I just want to say, and this, it takes a lot, right? It takes a lot for a guy to do this. It takes a very lot for women to do this, but it takes a lot for a guy to admit he's wrong. And I respect that too. And I'm not like saying, oh,
bro, you are still having to admit you're wrong. And I find it interesting that you're saying that. Whiskey Washington, are you serious? That's her real account? And why is she not verified on YouTube? Because that account wasn't verified in the comments. She's got over 1 million subs and she's not verified. That's not a real account, bro. Yo! She might have bought subs, bro. It's her real account. She's not verified. Yo! You know who else has got over 100,000 subs and isn't verified? Hold up. You know who else got 100,000 subs and is not verified?
I had a virgin.
This guy right over here. He's got over 100,000 subs and is not verified. And you usually know what that means. If you don't get verified past this stage, it usually means that when you go through that verification process, YouTube might find something. So I don't see a verification badge over here. I don't see a verification badge over here either. And you're at 1.28 million subs. Yo, this is weird. Yo, this shit getting weird, bro. Yo, this is getting weird. Chat. And the fact that Pearl went on Rollo's stream to try to defend that. Because if you think about it, Pearl's bigger than Rollo, right? So why would she even bother with this platform to try to defend that he's buying subs? But then Rollo in the same breath saying that he has information about her admitting that she paid for subs. And yet we look at her profile on YouTube, it's not verified. All I know is on YouTube, if you see content creators past 100,000 subs and they don't have a verification badge or a shield, okay, it's probably because they did something to get there that they're not proud of. Just saying. Like, hell, I think even Fresh and Fit got their verification badge. This is wild. I'm uncovering a bunch of new things today.
oh, hey, hear me now, believe me later. No, I could have reacted that way. I didn't. Because I'm used to this now. I'm very much used to the fact that people will spit in my face and spit in my eye. And then 6 months, a year later, they'll go, hey, you know what? I've changed my mind about that. Sorry. And I got an email from Saunders after he'd had it out with Anthony and was no longer going to be a speaker. And of course, Anthony starts going and trying to attack him too. Then I got an email from him saying, hey, sorry, I was wrong about that. You were right about him. And I could have been a dick and said, told you so. I could have done that, but I didn't. I said,
you did.
I understand. As a matter of fact, I made a joke. I said, at least you didn't try to start a business with him. So don't take it too personally. But I could have been a dick, but I didn't. And I won't be. And also, I shouldn't point this out too. And I was very impressed with John from Modern Life Dating, because a lot of the guys who were sort of co-conspirators with Anthony back in like June of 2019 are now pretty much repeating the same thing that like John did with me and other people as well, because they're getting burned, or they're now suddenly they're on the enemy team. And George Bruno was one of them. Now, I am not inspired to have George Bruno on the show, but he did show up at CME last May, and one of the first things John from
Make muscles, learn game. If you're listening to me, you're a hot dude. The hot dude life is not about your physical appearance. The hot dude life is a mentality.
Beta! When I went on the Fresh and Fit podcast, I sat between those.
So this is the hot dude. This is the MLD. This guy has a course that he's selling on the internet. I think one of them is free, but the other one is like $700, and we expose it here. And in that course, it's about fitness. It's teaching guys about fitness, and a young man buy into that program. I shit you not, bruh. This dude later on went to get liposuction. The same guy who's preaching masculinity, spend time at the gym, be a good man and work out, right? Stay healthy, dedication and discipline, right? Consistency and discipline is what this guy says. He goes off, takes the money he made off these dopes, and buys liposuction. So the same consistency and discipline modern life dating has been pushing on his stupid audience that couldn't buy the fact that he was using them as a grift. He then takes their money and doesn't do any consistency or discipline whatsoever. He buys liposuction and cheats. That's the mentality of these guys. They tell you to work hard while behind the scenes, they're cheaters. So they're quoting MLD, but MLD is a scammer. Let's just be real. He's a scammer. So, hey, we don't forget over here. You're a scammer. You convinced a bunch of people to pay $700 for a fitness course, and you went ahead and got liposuction. And we got the proof. And then when he got exposed, he came out and did a video talking about, well, this is why I really got lipo, guys, okay? And I encourage all men to get cosmetic surgery if they feel bad about themselves. What? And Rollo Tomassi, this is the guy you want to quote? Modern life dating? Really? Like, how deep does the scam go? Let's just be real. We're going to skip ahead, and let's get into Mr. Sosnick.
Basically take a second to address some drama that we've had here indirectly.
Yes.
It was actually a drama that I wasn't fully even aware of.
Yeah.
And I kind of got brought into it. People are like, hey, are you going to respond to what's happening? I'm like, what's happening? Well, you didn't do this. Nat didn't read super chats. I'm like, I wasn't even aware. So, of course, if you watch Soscast, you know that we're referring to our old friend, Rollo Tomassi. Now, Rollo is someone that I've done a ton of content with and actually genuinely respect. I don't have hate towards Rollo. I don't have drama towards Rollo. Yeah. If anything, Rollo likes to create drama is what I've realized, okay?
Do I?
Yeah, you do,
because that wasn't a problem for you. That wasn't an issue for you from February of last year until right about August of last year. That wasn't an issue when I was helping you out with getting guests on there. That wasn't an issue for you when I said, hey, Jedediah seems like really cool. Why don't I go do a show? I think we'd have a really good show with that. That wasn't a problem then. Am I always creating drama? I'm always creating.
Yes, you are, Rollo. You're always, bro. This drama we're talking about is because of you. You started this shit. Yes, you're always creating drama. Otherwise, we wouldn't be talking about this shit right now. And they wouldn't be talking about this shit right now, bruh. It's because of you. The whole reason we're talking about you and Abba and Preach is because of you. You're like, what the fuck? You forgetting all of a sudden, bro? Do you have brain damage or what, bro? Like, what's going on? You started this shit. You did. Angie Carr, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. She says, how is the Red Pill Godfather? How is he the Red Pill Godfather again? He's more like Fredo Corleone than Vito. Just saw he's going after Valuetainment now too. SMH, sad as fuck. Facts. I don't know who named him the Red Pill Godfather. I think he named himself. You know what? Like when weird people, they want to be cool, so they give themselves cool nickname and pretend that that's what people usually call them, and it's not true. Nah, that's just basically what he's doing. He's trying to act like people because of the books he wrote, right? It was so good, it put him in GOAT status and it cemented him there. That's not true. He's calling himself the Godfather. The only two people in this space that got the title Godfather, three people in this space that ever held the title Godfather and that wasn't given to them by themselves. All right. And that was Jordan Peterson, Kevin Samuels, and someone can even make the argument Andrew Tate. That's it. The rest of y'all just LARPing. that's what's going on. So I don't know who named him the Godfather, but yeah, it's just You already know.
I'm definitely a target for a lot of drama, but that comes with the territory. I'm used to that. So to cast me in some like, oh, well, that's all Rollo does. Just as a drama queen, like I'm a diva.
You are.
Up until now, I had no problem with that either.
And if there's anything that I'm not trying to be a part of, it's red pill drama.
Yep.
So this is something that wasn't really even going to address, but when I see Rollo doing episodes or segments, not only talking shit about me, talking shit about PBD, but more importantly, the Valuetainment brand, I'm not going to play for that. So let me just address what happened, or at least what I think perceived as happening.
Yeah.
And then we can do that. So we had a guy on a couple weeks ago, this guy, John Anthony, he came on, he's claimed to slept with 1,500 people. This is someone that was booked months in advance.
Yes.
We've
All
been
right, you guys caught that, right? Months in advance. All right. I happen to know John Anthony Lifestyle, JAL, which is not his real name. It's Moleville or some shit like that. I mean, I can't even pronounce it. It's probably something else.
Rollo Tomassi is not your real name either. Hey, what's this guy's real name? Isn't it something like, isn't it Robert or something like that? What's Rollo's real name? Like, is something Martin, right? Like, bro, that's not your real. All y'all out here using stage names, so just relax on that shit, bro. Hey, what? Hey, who knows what's Rollo's name? Is it like Martin or something? I'm drawing a loop. It's something weird. But he's out here trying to, Jonathan Movehill. Okay, but what's your real name? George Miller. Thank you, Don. Okay, George. Come on, Georgie. Come on. All right, you're making fun of Johnny over here. What about you, Georgie? All right, we got Donnie, Georgie, and Johnny. Three stooges of the Manosphere, bro.
Was in Florida at that time because he had a deposition right there. I had to go serve a deposition. It wasn't. It was actually on him, oddly enough. By I'll use names. By Derek Moneyberg has a deposition, has a libel slander suit against him, and by the way, Cornelia, Spencer Cornelia. We mentioned that. We brought that up on Access Vegas. So I, interestingly enough, came into that information right before all this went down. So what? So can we clarify a few things here? That's why I'm asking. By the way, Pearl, this is why I'm asking you this. Because was it just he was there conveniently, or was he booked months in advance and they brought him out from Brazil? Because I know that my good friend John from MLD went and did his spot on Sosnick Show and made a $7,000 flight from Japan to come and do that show. Now, of course, he makes the most of it. He goes and sees his boys and does Hot Dude Army and all that other stuff too. Like John does John, right? But they weren't paying $6,000 to have John come out from Japan to come do their show. They weren't paying. Did they pay John Anthony Lifestyle to come out? I know they probably paid Jason Whitlock. I think they did. I'm pretty sure of that. But whether they did or they didn't,
but they admitted,
it's like,
bro.
It appears to me.
It's so funny how he's calling out other people that got paid to get flown out, right? But they just mentioned in that video that they paid to fly you out and they paid for your hotel, food, and lodging. Like, what? So why are you getting mad that they did the same thing for other people? I'm so confused on what your beef is here. Like, this is crazy. Like, honestly, Rollo, this is not something you definitely don't. This is not something you want to burn bridges over. Just saying, bro.
Anyways, that having worked with these guys for as long as I have, their business model is based on convenience. What kind of free content can we get? That's why whenever by the way, I worked with these guys, I worked with Valuetainment from February of 2022 all the way up to August. I think that was the last time I did one. And then I went back and I did another show with him, with Sauce and Mike, and I went out there. And I went on with Jedediah, and it's usually like sort of an interview of convenience, right? Because I'm already there. Hey, come up and do this. We'll send you a car. Okay, cool. They didn't have to pay for airfare. They didn't have to pay for hotels. I'm doing it. It's all on my dime. That's fine because I'm doing a press tour, whatever passes for that these days, for Access Vegas. Awesome. But that's what I was doing for most of the year. So the only time they've ever really paid for anything was the airfare for February of 2022. And then I think Sauce paid me like $500 out of his own pocket to help me cover like a room night just on principle.
Okay. I'm so confused what the issue is. He gave you $500, 500 bones, bro, on principle. And why are you mad that I'm so confused. Why are you so salty? Bro, if it's just a plane ticket, bro, why are you so salty, dog? You a high value man, ain't you? You can afford it. You got a best-selling author. You're a best-selling author, dog. You made millions of dollars off that book. So why am I hearing all this broke talk, bro? Wait a minute now. Rollo, you trying to tell us something? Like, what you trying to tell us? First, you're saying no boy's making more money than you, and that's why he can afford to do that. No, you saying MLD because he's got the hot dude army. You mean MLD's got more bread than you? MLD with his hot dude army, you mean to tell me got more bread than Rollo Tomassi in all 5 of his rational mail books? Really? Now, that is very interesting because a high-value man isn't going to be making a big stink if the show flew him out or not. And you even admitted it yourself. Most of those flights that you were there, because it was a convenient option for you. You were there, and you happened to be in the area, and they said, hey, you want to step on by? And you did that. But the time that you weren't doing it out of convenience, they flew you out there. And you submitted, the guy gave you $500 on principle. So what's the complaint? Seems like they're trying to do right. And listen, for someone who brags about being a high-value man and teaches high-value man tenets, you shouldn't care if they paid for your flight or not because you're a high-value man. And $300, $1,000, hell, even 5 bands should be nothing to you. $5,000 should be nothing to you, Rollo. But the fact that you're making a big shtick over $60 and a plane ticket, I gotta question your net worth, bro. I gotta really question your net worth because what I'm hearing, you sound like a broke dude, bro. This is a broke guy argument.
And that's what we're dealing with right here. They want to know where my point of contention is that these guys are supposed to be about entrepreneurship and have all this money. And, you got Patrick Bet-David who charges $30,000 an hour for a consult. He does Cribs style videos of his $25 million mansion
What are you trying to
in
say?
Fort Lauderdale. And yet they can't seem to come up with any kind of travel expenses for the guests that are coming there.
Bro, what? What? Hey, wait, time out now. What happened to 50-50 relationship, right? Don't y'all preach that when it comes to date, right? If you're going on a date, 50-50, right? Now in this case, you're being invited on a platform, and now you're getting mad because they didn't pay for your trip. Hold on. A lot of these men, bro, hold up. A lot of these men just want to be whored out, bro. That's what it is, dog. A lot of these men just want to be treated like the OnlyFans girls they're talking about, okay? Rollo just wants to feel like he just wants to know what it feels like to be flown out like one of these Instagram thoughts, okay? That's all he's asking, Patrick Bet-David, all right? Adam Sosnick, okay? That's all he was asking. For you to give the same treatment as these OnlyFans broads. And y'all not even gonna pay for his flight? Really? Bro, I thought it was 50-50, right? Rollo, so you shouldn't care. Rollo, you shouldn't give a fuck, right? Because listen to what he says. Yo, he was like, well, you guys are supposed to be high value, right? Patrick Bet-David he charges 30 grand an hour. First of all, hey, Patrick Bet-David, if that's true, you out here charging 30 bands per hour, I got to know why. Like, because you got exposed, and we got to know what kind of nonsense is worth 30 bands in 1 hour, okay? Because, like, I'm going to tell you this. Whatever life advice you're giving out, it ain't worth 30 bands an hour, bro. I'm going to just say that. So I think that's ridiculous in itself. But realistically, getting back to it, bro, you assuming that Patrick Bet-David is a high-value guy, which he is. Okay, so why do you expect another high-value man to take care of your ass? You're high value, right? So it's 50-50. Prove your worth. Earn your keep. Pay your way to the table. You can't even do that. You out here complaining about a plane ticket, bruh. I got to run that back because I can't believe I just heard what I heard. I can't believe I just heard this.
All the way up to August. I think that was the last time I did one. And then I went back and I did another show with him, with Sauce and Mike, and I went out there. And I went on with Jedediah. And it's usually like sort of an interview of convenience, right? Because I'm already there. Hey, come up and do this.
It's an interview on convenience. So you're already there. So why do they need to pay for something if you're already there? Like, why are you mad? Like, you just starting this beef. None of this makes any sense. So the times that they didn't pay for your shit, but you were already there. So what more are you asking for, dog? Like, I'm so confused, chat.
We'll send you a car. Okay, cool. They didn't have to pay for airfare. They didn't have to pay for hotels. I'm doing it. It's all on my dime.
Okay.
That's fine because I'm doing a press tour, whatever passes for that these days, for Access Vegas. Awesome. But that's what I was doing for most of the year. So the only time they've ever really paid for anything was the airfare for February of 2022. And then I think Sauce paid me like $500 out of his own pocket to help me cover like a room night just on principle. And that's what we're dealing with right here. They want to know where my point of contention is that these guys are supposed to be about entrepreneurship and have all this money. And, you got Patrick Bet David, who charges $30,000 an hour for.
You heard him. He said these guys are supposed to be about entrepreneurship and earning money. Okay. So what does that have to do with you getting a plane ticket? Don't you have money? You're saying these guys. What about you? You're part of that group. Why you acting brand new, Rollo? You act, hey, time out, Rollo. You acting way too brand new right now. You acting like you ain't even part of that grift. You know what you're doing. You part of that high value grift. That's you. So if Patrick Davis is supposed to be high value, I'm sure that you thinking that same way too.
Consult. He does cribs style videos of his $25 million mansion in Fort Lauderdale. And yet they can't seem to come up with any kind of travel expenses for the guests that are coming there.
Why? The guests they have are high value. If they invite me over to the show, I'm not going to expect for them to pay for my ticket. Matter of fact, I don't even want them to pay for my shit. I'll just go my own way, right? Because I don't need their fucking handouts. That's just what it is. And realistically, honestly, it's not that I'm opposed to it. If they offered to pay all expense paid, I'll take it. It's a free trip. I'm not going to turn down a free trip to Vegas. You crazy? No, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it, right? So, but the thing is, the difference is I'm not expecting it. You go into these interviews, these podcasts like a female going on a date, Rollo. You acting like you just deserve to get this red carpet treatment because they're inviting Rollo Tomassi to their dwelling, right? Oh, well, if you invite me, you're gonna have to fly me out, daddy. That's what you sound like. hey, PBD, you want this ass, you're gonna have to fly me out. That's what you sound like, Rollo. Like no cap. All right, y'all got you got a $25 million mansion, you're gonna have to fly me out. That's what you sound like, Rollo. Really, you sound like these OnlyFans thoughts y'all complain about. You see what I'm telling y'all, bro? I tell you, like, yo, secretly, these dudes envy these OnlyFans chicks, bro. I shit you not. Deep down, bro, these girls, the reason why they hate these OnlyFans women, they hate these liberal women, these like guys like to call it, is because they secretly wish they can be them. They want the freedom these women have. They want how easy it is for them to. They see how easy it is these women make money from a lot of these dudes like themselves, right? And they just see how easy it is, and they wish they had life that good, right? And now here's Rollo, who's getting that chance, right? And now he's mad because he got flued out and he didn't pay for it. They didn't pay for it. He flew out on his own dime, bruh. And he's not happy about that. Bruh, you sound like a whole female. Hey, Kiara, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. She says, maybe he thinks that's because he's the godfather. They should have gone above and beyond. Entitlement. And Kiara, this is what I'm talking about. It's the entitlement that they like to blame women and being the cause of the the downfall of relationship dynamics, right? The same women entitlement. Am I lying? Or you play any one of these guys' videos. Oh, women entitlement is getting out of hand. Western women are too entitled. Don't date here. Oh, I'm gonna convert to Islam because modern women are too entitled. It's the entitlement, but yet these guys are not willing to do their own self-reflection to look about how entitled they are. And to make it even worse, the person teaching these young men all these red pill tenets is the most entitled motherfucker of them all. And you want to ask where these guys get these attitude and this belief that they deserve a high value woman. And they pay 50-50. This is the mentality you're getting it from, right? Rollo wants his cake and he wants to eat it too because he believes as the godfather he should be pampered in the space. Bro, you crazy. You crazy.
To build their brands, to help them build their brands. I'm not saying I want to be. You don't have to. I was willing to go and do all this stuff. I did. I did it from February.
Like a true simp, right? Remember when Donnie Boy got that apartment for that one chick? No one asked him to do it, but he chose to do it and got burned in the end, right? The same thing here. No one asked you to go 100%, but you did. So stop trying to act like you're altruistic and you did it out of the goodness of your heart because you know you did this for clout. They helped you out way more than you helped them. Just being real.
All the way up to August of last year. I was happy to do it, but it was usually out of convenience because I was doing a show with Myron and Fresh. Like Myron will hit me up. Myron will pay for airfare. Myron Gaines can pay for airfare.
Yeah, Myron Gaines is on secret arrangements. He's used to paying for hoes. Just saying, Rollo. you kind of cheap compared to these other broads he brings on.
Valuetainment can't. And it's like, I'm coming out there to, I'm not giving you some favor or something. It helps, it benefits me too. Sure.
Yeah.
But there's a cost that is involved in that. And
You heard this? Yeah, it benefits me too, but there's a cost to it. Yeah. The benefit that you get from it, that's the cost. You pay it, right? The cost benefit analysis. You would know that if you took any basic and economic class, right? The cost to you to get there, all right, the benefits from that cost outweighs it. And the benefit is clout, all right? Because you went from 150,000 subscribers to 207,000 subscribers, okay, since you started dealing with them. So they definitely helped you out to promote your brand. Because let's just be real. Back when you were Fresh and Fit, your channel was stagnating because Fresh and Fit wasn't really even helping you out like that. Let's be real. But since you got in with them, you went from 150,000 subscribers to over 200,000 within the past year and a half. So I would consider this a benefit. You sacrificing and taking those trips out there to do these little shows that you were doing, you benefited from that. So then why are you asking for more on top of that? Why are you asking for more? Why are you demanding the man to do more than the man has already done for you? Hasn't the man done enough? All right? We men are tired of having to pay for you $2 great value men. All right? We're tired of this. Y'all need to afford your own shit. I'm calling the 50-50 strike. Yeah. All right. All y'all high value brothers, y'all pay for yourself. How about that? All right. Y'all, next time y'all want to do an interview, pay for your own shit. How about that? Let's start that movement, y'all. Bro, you know what's so weird about all this? All of this sounds weird, but you got to realize it's coming from a guy who's going through a midlife crisis right now. That's what we're dealing with, all right? A guy who's married to a post-war woman going through a middle life crisis right now, okay? He still thinks he's a rock star from his 20s, okay? That's what this guy's dressed as right now, okay? And based on how dark his hair has gotten over the months, okay, I'm gonna tell you this: he's not taking some kind of youth pill to make him look younger. He's dyeing his hair. Okay, so this guy you're looking at a man who does not want to look his age. All right, he wants to be young forever. All right, that's just what it is. He's not ready to grow up. That's what y'all looking at. All right, he's going through a midlife crisis right now, but he's broke.
I'm not saying I'm so poor that I need it. I can go. It's not even about the money. It's about the fucking principle of the whole thing. It's like, I'm coming out there to help you guys out. Can you at least throw me a bone? Cover airfare and cover hotel nights, right? That's it. I'm losing a day to get there. I'm losing a day to get back.
But you getting clout.
Do I need to say this again? I said this in the original.
But
I'm going out there to help. I'm going out there because I like you guys. I believe.
So then, okay, time out. This is the contradiction, all right? And this goes towards that good man theory that a lot of these boys like to come up here and say, oh, she screwed me over, but I was so good to her. No, you weren't. You weren't being altruistic out of the goodness of your heart. You were being good because you expected something in return. And usually when it comes to these good boys and these girls that they get themselves entangled with, it's because of sex, all right? When Donnie Boy goes out and buys a whole apartment for a girl who basically said she got kicked out without even having her do anything, that's a guy who's looking for sex from that woman but doesn't know how to ask for it, so he's simping. Rollo, you're the exact same way, but you're doing it for dudes, okay? Mr. Sosnick over here didn't ask you to go above and beyond to show up in this venue, okay? PBD didn't tell you to go above and beyond and do what you did. You chose to do that. But you weren't doing it out of the goodness of your heart. You were expecting something in return, and that return on investment was control over their platform. Because now you're all feeling salty, right? Oh, they platform John Anthony Lifestyle. I'm not friends with it anymore. All this stuff I did for you, and you gonna platform him? How dare you? That's what you sound like, bro. You sound like a bitter old woman. Where did that even come from, bro? I don't even know what but that's what you sound like, dog. You sound bitter as all hell, bro. Like, I can't believe this.
I believed in you guys. I believed in you guys from the beginning. I wanted to help Jed. I still want to help Jed. I still want to help you. That's why this is like, that's why when I see shit.
You want to help them by doing a hit video and basically saying that they're not the platform to be around anymore. Hold up. You're trying to help them? Is this your idea of helping?
You already know that I've been on Pat's show, okay? I've already worked with Adam Sosnick and Valuetainment for a very long time. I am no longer considering Valuetainment as sort of a friendly place to go, right?
That's your idea of helping them? You still want to help them. This is your idea of still wanting to help them by telling your own audience that that's not the show that they should be watching anymore. You're trying to take business away from them, but pretending to be their friend. You're a fucking clown, bro. You a whole ass clown, Rollo.
Like this. It's not even so much John Anthony Lifestyle. You could have them on there. What bothered me was the fact that you had an entire chat log or entire chat that got ignored. And if you're going to talk about being, open, critical debate, right? Was it you can't test the strength of an idea unless you have the crucible of open debate. Right? Well, that's not happening clearly.
Yeah. How about that open debate that Alex was talking about? Huh? What happened to that?
Entire booking strategy out here. It's not like I'm looking to curate people that are coming to bring drama. This is someone that was booked well in advance. And, I don't ask anyone's permission. Can I bring this person on? Should I bring this person on? If anything, I'm here to have completely different voices, completely different opinions, so you can formulate who you agree with and who you disagree with.
Yeah, except for the guys that are in the chat telling you that they disagree with him, telling you who the guy is, except for the people who put money on the super chats. Now he's going to try to make this about me and $60, right? Oh, it's Rollo's problem. No, Adam, it was everyone in the chat's problem.
No, it's not. No, it's not, you shifty-eyed bastard. That's not what it is. You're taking everybody else's problem, all right, that you're taking your problem, making everybody else's problem. That's what you're doing. So you're mad about your own $60 that didn't get answered, all right, and you're trying to make it to be about everybody in this chat, and that's not true. That's not everybody in the chat's problem. That's your problem that you have, okay? Because I'm sure for every $10 they didn't answer of yours, okay, there are hundreds of dollars that wasn't answered during that live stream. And I'm sure they didn't read out every single super chat. So it wasn't just you that got hurt, but you're over here making it about you. And that's what's so sad about this whole situation. You're making it about you and your little puny $60 trying to expose a guy on a stream that had nothing to do with you. This is why this is so fucking pathetic, Rollo. You're sitting there saying, no, it's not about this. No, it's not about that. But at the end of the day, it is about that. But you're not man enough to admit it. Jesus fucking Christ, bro. Look at him.
Problem. That's why when I go back to look at that show, magically the chat logs are gone. The live chat has been deleted from that replay. Yeah, because every damn chat was the same thing. Now, Rollo has a problem with this guy. Not just Rollo. Everyone in the chat did. Literally everyone in the chat. I did 3.
You're making your problem everyone's problem. And that's what social justice warriors do. You understand that, right? It's a common tactics of social justice warriors. You know, the people that you like to claim that Abba and Preach are. That's what you're doing right now. You're making a social justice argument, okay? You're taking your problems that you have and your issues, and you're trying to pretend like it's everybody else's issues to get the collective to attack one person. That's what you're doing. You're trying to make everyone seem as though that, listen, bruh, this Sosnick guy, he's bad news for getting Jal on here, man. He's bad news for doing that. Don't fuck with him. That's the message you're trying to put out there. But in the same breath, acting like you're so altruistic. This is the makings of a psychopath. Okay, if this guy was back in the day with the Nazis, he'd be running some shit right now. Guaranteed. He's got the mentality of it. This guy's crazy.
Super chats to the tune of $60. I wasn't even the highest ones, and you know this. And you know how you know?
Then why do you got a problem? $60 don't mean nothing to you, right? This is why I'm starting to think that you're broke, dog. I think that I think that the rational mail funds are running out, huh? You're running low on that rational mail funds, huh? Because if other people who donated more money than you had the same issues, but they're not out here making a big shtick about it, why are you making a big shtick about it? Why are you willing to burn a whole ass relationship over this? It doesn't make any sense, Rollo. Either you're looking for clout and you're proving to the world that you're willing to burn perfectly good relationships for clout, or B, you're actually this emotional and petty that you can't even allow your people you're supposed to be your business partners to even do content with people that you may not agree with. So it's two options, bro. Are you that insecure or what? Like, what's going on?
Oh, this because those chats were on there that me and Mike read on Access Vegas that night because Natalia magically lost them. If you go watch the replay, she's like, oh, they didn't want to read the chats, right? They seemed very inflammatory. Now,
because you were trying to get dude to expose somebody during a show about them. Like that's not a good thing to do because you're essentially trying to set John Anthony lawsuit up for an ambush. And that's what a lot of these other pills in the spaces, that's what they do, right? When they call you up to debate you, some of these guys will ambush you with their own audience, and that's what Rollo does. So he's trying to ambush John Anthony lawsuit while he's on a show and expecting that Sosnick over here would do his bidding, and now he's salty because that didn't happen. You don't run shit around here, Rollo. If this is evidence that no one cares about your opinions and you don't have power in this space, if this isn't evidence enough, I don't know what to... You need to retire, bro. I don't know what else to tell you. You don't have power over here. You don't run shit, bro.
Now, maybe she knew who he was. Maybe she didn't. But if I'm a one-man show. I'm trying to keep up with the chats right now. And I'm doing a better job. If you hate my guts, go ahead and put something in the chat. I'll put it up on the screen right now. I have a commitment to objective. You want to have a take? Have a take. There you go.
All good. I've hosted debates with our friend Rollo versus other people. All good.
I would really redefine. That's a subjective term.
Good. Let you decide who the winner is. Again, I respect what Rollo's doing. Here's the problem I have. So Rollo, I guess, has a problem with this guy, John Anthony. When I tell you I had no clue that they had drama, I had no idea. Now, is it on me to...
Okay, yeah. John Anthony Lifestyle built his brand on doxing and hit piece videos. Yes, we're going to look at that here in just a moment too. Because if we book this guy months in advance, do you not... Maybe it's not Adam's responsibility to do that at Valuetainment, to do the background checks on the people that come on the show. But I would presume that there is something or someone who ought to be at least vetting that. Do you have a call? If you had people calling in, would you not have a call screener? Hell, even Chris Pogson screens the calls from Myron and Fresh.
So right? What? Okay, so you're admitting that Myron and Fresh aren't really original in talk and being open to debate anybody. That's essentially what you're doing. You just accidentally exposed Myron and Fresh for not opening themselves up to real debate. So we know that. We know they all use screening tactics and all these filtration methods to avoid having real conversations. And we know you're well aware of that. So the fact that you're just projecting on other panels on what you and your boys are used to doing, it's just so telling. This guy's telling on himself. It doesn't even realize it. Oh yeah, Myron, they have screening processes. Why don't you guys have screening process? Because if you guys would have screened, you would have known he's a doxer, and hopefully you would have never let him on. What the fuck is all that shit, bruh? So what? They can have whoever they want on. That's up to them. It's their show, not yours. Their show. Jesus.
Oh, you want it? Here you go. Here you go. Oh, Rollo's crying again. Suck it up, Buttercup. Stick your nuts in bolts, Rollo. Oh, I liked you. Yeah, okay. Well, I would love to, except for we're not talking about beefing. We're talking about the politics of personal destruction, asshole.
Yeah, and you are definitely going on that path of personal destruction. You just burned a bridge for no fucking reason, dog. And you're out here acting like you won. This is sad. This is how we know. Fellas, what we're watching is a man in decline. That's what's happening right now. This is the true, this is so sad to watch because we're watching a man literally during his downfall. This is low. This is a brand new low for Rollo, bro. And it's really an eye-opener that this guy is really on that downward spin right now. You can tell. He sounds so bitter and just angry. Like one of these bitter old broads that Kevin Samuels talks about, right? I mean, what are we talking about? You sound just like the type of women you guys bitch about. That's why we laugh at y'all. Because a lot of time when you guys talk about these said women, free, independent women, you guys are often talking about yourselves. It's just funny you're not smart enough to realize that. So
there you go. That's what you want. Here's your red meat. Yes. There's no way that Saucecast or at least the producers were completely ignorant about the conflict, as Adam claims. Well, they don't even have to know about any kind of personal shit. All they have to do is go to John Anthony Lifestyle's YouTube channel and just scroll through some of the thumbnails. That's all you have to fucking do. I know he was aware of the video where John Anthony decided he was going to pull Justin Waller's mom onto his show so he could destroy Justin Waller.
Hey, did John Anthony really do that? Because that's kind of G, bro. Imagine getting your own mama on a show to roast your ass. That's crazy, bro. If Jao really did that, that's wild, bro. Hey, I'm not even mad at that, bro. You mean to tell me you're saying that John Anthony got somebody else's mama of the dude that he was beefing with to talk trash about her own son on a stream, bro? That's hilarious. Yo, that's fucking hilarious. Hey, yo, there's no fucking loyalty. Hey, you want to know why these Manosphere Redpill dudes, they hate women? Because even their own mamas don't like them. Yo, if somebody's mama is willing to go on your own ops channel to diss you, yo. Hey, that's real G shit, dog. How could you be mad at that, bro? Like, that's a next level trolling. Hey, I'm gonna get. Hey, here you go, John Anthony. You get that one, bro. Hey, listen, if he's out here getting people's mamas to roast him, bro, like that's a whole different level of roasting. That's like me getting Donnie Boy's mama on my stream to talk shit about Donnie Boy, like, or even getting Lord Marquard's daddy up here to talk shit about Lord Marquard. That's like insane, bro. But the fact that John Anthony lawsuit accomplished that, I mean, why am I even mad, bro?
Which, by the way, was taken down because the Tates and the guys in the war room leaned on John Anthony lifestyle. That ought to tell you something. He wouldn't take down any of the shit that I've got. All his attack videos against me and Myron and Fresh and God. I mean, we're going to go and look at those here in just a minute. Those are still up. But the one with Justin Waller's mom, that was taken down because the war room called him up and said, you better take that fucking thing down. And he did. Took that seriously. But you didn't know that. You should have known that. I think if that wasn't made aware, if you were made aware of that, okay. But a lot of people were. And you know who were? Definitely were the people in the chat. The people who were super chatting.
Who cares?
They were talking.
You were the one who was super chatting. So clearly it meant more to you than it did to them. Like, why are you tripping over this, bruh? This is so trivial to ruin a relationship over. It's just not even funny. Bruh, just think about the potential future earnings with this platform you're missing out on right now because you decided to be petty, Rollo. It's just sad.
About his 4 trannies as part of his, like, he got 1,590 lay count, 4 of which were transsexual, which he has an infamous video about. He's got a criminal record.
Hey, John Anthony lawsuit, that was kind of wild, bro. Them trannies don't count.
In Las Vegas, kidnapping, false imprisonment. I forget what the other one was. He pled to lesser charges and then fled to Brazil. While, by the way, his boys went down for sexual assault and rape. That's the kind of thing you need to do. You need to do due diligence. If you're
hey, Jal, John Anthony lawsuit, I better see a video, bro. I better see a video response to this because he's talking a whole lot of shit. And last I heard, John Anthony lawsuit, there's a reason why your last name is John Anthony lawsuit, because you sue people for slander, right? So here he is dropping a bunch of shit saying that you were kidnapping and assault and what? What is he saying that was the reason why you went to Brazil? So listen, hey, John Anthony lawsuit, if there was any reason to live up to your last name, this is it. I want to see a lawsuit with this dude right now. Hey, if you're going to throw around lawsuits to everybody, John Anthony lawsuit, I want to see a lawsuit on this dude right now, bro. I want to see it because he's talking a whole lot of shit.
Going to be in this space, you need to be on top of your game, not me. I'm not going to tell you who you can and can't have a show with. I'd said the same thing, by the way. I've said that same thing.
You're
those
doing
words.
That right now. That's the point of this beef. You're trying to tell them who they can and can't have on their show. That's like you're just lying to yourself, bro. This is cope. This is like God tier level cope.
Mike Sartain, to Portia, to Kevin Savo and the Savo brothers. I've said that to anybody that is like sort of my new mutants, right? The people that I work with and I'm trying to sort of like proteges. I said the same thing.
So
I said the same thing.
Torsha and the Savo brothers are your minions, huh? Okay, hey, just so you know, guys, that's what he thinks of you guys. You're just little fucking minions, a spinoff of him. That's why none of y'all gonna get respect in the space. You're all bozos. Because y'all, guess what? Y'all came out of this dude's right testicle. That's what he's saying. He's saying that he birthed y'all. Torsha, what else he say? Savo brothers? I don't even know who y'all motherfuckers are, but he gave birth to y'all, apparently. Y'all his little mutants. Fucking idiots.
To Tori when she started working with, or started doing this, spur dating with John or Alex from Playing with Fire. I said, you know what? They're going to clown you. I'm just going to tell you this. I'm not going to tell you you can or you can't do. You go do you. Do what you want to. But I'm still going to tell you who you're dealing with. I told her that. But I'm not going to say, hey, I'm not going to work with you or I'm not going to whatever. But I'm definitely going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to tell you who you can and can't have
but
on.
That's what you're doing right now.
Like, for instance, like even Mike said something like he was going to go to Purple Pill podcast and he did the back and forth of the debate with Ruslan and I forget the other guy was on with Tori. And he asked me if that was okay. I'm like, dude, you don't have to ask my permission. Go and do that. Just understand who you're dealing with. I'll be happy to tell you that. That's the problem. You don't know who you're dealing with, and you don't care to know who you're dealing with because you're not about the educating people. You're about entertainment. And at least Pearl admits that she's about entertainment. Thank you, Pearl. I have way more respect for you.
But that's what
I'm an entertainer. Good. Thank you. Now I know what I'm dealing with. So when you make claims to being, we want everybody to have their fair share and fair shake and everything. Yeah, unless they are super chatting. Unless they have a dissenting opinion in the super chats, and then those don't get there.
Are you fucking dumb? The super chats aren't part of the show. John Anthony is an invited guest. Everybody else is paying for access. That's what the super chat is. You're paying to get your shit looked at. That's it. But you don't take priority over the person who's the guest of the show. That's so stupid. That's such an arrogant way to think. It's not even funny. And it shows you the level of ego this guy's at right now. He thinks because I'm Rollo Tomassi and I'm in your chat, I gave you money. You're supposed to read my money over your own guest. Even though that my money's supposed to talk shit about your own guest and call him out. You're supposed to read it anyways because I'm more valuable, even though I'm not even in the show. If you want it that bad, you know what would be the best way to go about it, Rollo, instead of acting like a bitch? You would have picked up the phone, contacted Cosnick, and say, hey, let me know when you get John Anthony lawsuit on the platform again, and next time, make sure you invite me. I got a few choice words to say to John Anthony lawsuit to his face. Would you mind doing that for me, Mr. Sosnick? And I'm sure he would have no problem setting that debate up. That way, you can take your high-value ass to that platform and talk to John Anthony to his face. And that way, you're both on equal footing. Instead of you trying to pretend that my super chat was way more valuable because everyone in the chat was on my side and you didn't listen to us. So that means that you're fake and a fraud. You sound like a fucking girl.
Let's continue.
To do my research, yeah, it's on me to do research on the subject that I'm interviewing.
Right.
But I don't know every single thing that happened, especially, wait for it, something that happened years ago
Right.
or 10 years ago. That's not my job. I'm not an investigative reporter.
Right.
I host a show. So whatever.
No, it might not be your job. If you don't think it's your job, you better fucking make it your job. And then second of all, it should be the job of whoever's vetting your guests to come on your show.
I understand that part. Yeah, vet your guest, obviously. But why is it his job to look at people's past beef? That wasn't even a topic of conversation. I can see that if that was a topic of conversation, okay, we're going to be discussing the beef between Rollo Tomassi and John Anthony Lifestyle. I can see that. And if he came into that interview unprepared, I understand that, Rollo. But that wasn't even about that. It was about his 1,500 lay count. That's what they were talking about. Not you. Not any of your past beef with John Anthony. You brought that up. You chose to bring that up. They didn't. They just wanted to have a conversation and keep it on task. And you didn't want to do that. You want to derail it with your super chats. So next time, instead of feeling salty, how about you go into the studio and debate him right then and there? Be a man about it. What are we doing? All of this shit could have easily been avoided, and you would have came out on top if you would have acted like a man.
Let's just say, I'm just going to throw this. This is ridiculous. I understand, but let's just say, hey, we're going to get O.J. Simpson on here and interview him about what he thinks about blonde women and getting married and domestic violence. Why don't we have him on? Hey, we didn't know who he was. We didn't.
I'm sure a lot of people would. If they weren't going to get canceled for it, they'll get AJ on. He's the Hey, listen, bro. Listen. O.J. Simpson. He may have did it. He may have done it. We don't know. I mean, some people do know. Some people don't know. We don't know. Okay, but I'm gonna guarantee you this. You want to tell me in this day and age, if they weren't facing the threat of being canceled, you want to tell me they're not gonna get O.J. Simpson on? Of course they're gonna get O.J. Simpson on, bro. Who wouldn't have bro? Listen, that's content. You O.J. Simpson, he says he has the wildest takes out of anybody I know, plus with the added benefit of him maybe or maybe not being involved in a double murder. Okay, and by benefit, I mean to whoever's interviewing him, because that's a lot of clout right there. So you using O.J. Simpson as an example, that's not really an example, because there are podcasts out there that would interview O.J. Simpson, especially if they wanted to talk about the blonde women and, you know, what you were just talking about. They'll do it. Are you kidding me? People will sell their souls for clout. That's just what it is. And O.J. Simpson would do that. Isn't he on what's that Cameo? Doesn't he have a Cameo account? Doesn't he have a Cameo? Listen, if guys like that have a Cameo account, if guys like EDP 445 or 456, whatever his name is, can have a Cameo account, listen, it just shows you there's a market for people like that. Even people you would consider degenerates, Rollo. So that's a wrong example.
I know it's stupid. It's a ridiculous illustration. But it's the same kind of like rationale to say that we didn't know. You know, we were blind to seeing what was going on. I can't keep up with everything you're involved in. And it makes it all about me. Adam, it is not me.
You're making it about you. You narcissist. He doesn't even realize he's being a narcissist. He just turned this whole thing about him and then is blaming them for making it about him, even though he made it about him.
It is everyone in the super chat. It is everyone he's ever attacked. It has his whole entire career. His brand has been built on attack piece videos. That's all he does. That's what you should have. Even just like, oh, well, he looks like he's kind of like, it's all schlock. Even 1,590 lay count. I didn't see an eyebrow raise.
I didn't see an eyebrow raise when Donnie Boy basically said there's no reason why Abba and Preacher coming after them, but you defended them without even breaking a sweat. You defended Donnie. Not one eyebrow raise when Donnie Boy mentioned that Anthony Johnson may be the one to blame for him calling Preacher's wife a fat ass. You didn't raise an eyebrow then, but here you are in a glass house chucking stones in everybody. Like, what is going on here?
I think it was like, in fact, if anything, it was like, hey, bro, that's pretty impressive. Next time Sterling Cooper's on, Adam, ask him what his lake count is. Working in the industry, ask him what his lake count is.
Whatever happened with Rollo and this guy, John, it is what it is. It has nothing to do with me.
Right.
Now, what does have to do with me is when you start making comments in the chat and you chose not to read them.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't clear it with me.
Right.
I wasn't like, no, don't read his chats.
Right.
I think Rollo contributed what, like
I think it was like $60.
$60.
No, you didn't say don't read his chats because she just opted not to read chats.
That's what a good moderator does. If someone is sending super chats to purposely derail the stream, it's their job to filter that out, and she did her job.
Everyone's chats. Everyone on that show. So stop being disingenuous, because we can go, at very least, we can go back to the replay where you get to the end of the show and you have, okay, hey, well, it looks like we have 5 minutes to finish up the super chats. And Natalia's like, well, we saw, looks like, well, look at the time. We lost all the super chats. We've been made fun of that on Access Vegas. We read the super chat. I should have got that up. We read the super chats on Access Vegas at that time because Natalia wouldn't. We're like, oh, look, here's the chat logs. Let's read it. Hey, we're going to give you your money's worth here at Access Vegas. We read them. Natalia didn't. They were there. It's not that, of course he didn't ask. He didn't ask her not to read them.
Wow, you just sitting there watching other people stream about you. Like, do you not have anything else to do in your life that you just spend the time watching other people stream about you? Like that, it's not even about you. It's about John Anthony lawsuit, but you're watching a stream about your op. Like, that don't make any sense. Like, you don't have anything else better to do with your life. I can see why you're making a big fuss over $60 and a plane ticket, bro. Because you literally have nothing else going on in your life that you're probably. I'm gonna say it right now. I think Rollo's broke. I think he's broke, bro. This dude might be broke, dog, because he's got the characteristic of a broke nigga, dog. He's got nothing to do all day but sit around with other bitches like him and bitch about other dudes, right? He goes here and starts beefs with random people. I want to say random people, but with his people he would consider best friends, right? He does all these catty social, like just fucking. What do you call it? What do you call it? When someone is being I forgot the word. It's slipping my mind. But you're first of all, the dude tried to reach out to you backstage. Passive aggressive. All right? You've been so passive aggressive about this, ignoring the text messages, pretty much ignoring every opportunity to handle this like a man. And now that it's out in the open, because you decided to act like a female and air all the shit out on social media, right? Instead of talking to him first, now we're here. Now we found out about it. We got to talk about it. And y'all, you trying to make it seem like it's them, not you. But you inserted yourself. This is why no one respects you. No one respects your platform. And this is why everything that you built supposedly is dying.
No, she just took it upon herself and said, That's what happened. You can see it in the replay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna ruin a show or you're not gonna ruin a show
Right.
or have someone be completely uncomfortable for $60, for $600.
Yeah.
But it's not just me, Adam. It was everyone. It was every single super chat.
You're not everyone. And the only reason why you're mad, it wasn't because of every super chat. It's because your little $60 got ignored, bruh. Stop trying to make your problem everybody else's problem. It's real SJW of you, dog. That's what social justice warriors do, okay? They make what do you call it, a disability person's problem, they'll try to make it everybody else's problem. Someone with mental health illness problem, they'll make it everybody else's problem. Why? Because that's what people do. All right, when they feel like they're entitled to something, but no one really gives a fuck, well, they're gonna try to convince other people to give a fuck. And the best way to convince other people to give a fuck is to pretend that you're trying to help them, but you're really not, because you're helping yourself. You're acting like an SJW, dog, and we can see right through that bullshit.
Everyone, I was three amongst dozens of super chats that were kind of saying the same thing, but you didn't want to read them either. But you're gonna make it about me. And you know why?
And how do we know you didn't send those people? You over here throwing Anthony Johnson's name all over the place. You could have easily told those people to go, hey guys, go send those super chat and ask him a question. I would be convinced that you would do that. I'm not putting that above you. You would do that.
Because I'm the one who's gonna refute the bullshit. I'm the one who can call this out. Those guys who didn't get their super chats read, those guys who are saying, no, this guy's a fucking criminal, they didn't get theirs read either. You don't have a problem with those guys. You're not doing full-on 15-minute shows about like random dudes who said the same fucking thing. You come to me because I've got a bigger bullhorn than they do. So it's not about me. It's about everybody who was in that chat. So that's disingenuous right there. Absolutely disingenuous.
Okay,
it's honest.
you chose to refrain from reading it for whatever the reason was.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Whatever the reason was.
Yeah, because at the end of the
Well,
day,
that's the
I
reason
feel
it's
like
all
when
in.
we have a panel on, it's supposed to, we want it to be a place where people can come and feel comfortable.
A simple Google search. In fact, I'll come to that in a second here. Let her finish.
It's having the ability to have a platform where people can come and speak their truth. And hey, if you want to come on and you want to do a debate and you want to have a conversation, we love that.
No, you don't, because you expect people to go out there on their own fucking dime. That's why you do when it's convenient. There's a reason.
Because you made it convenient. Every time you went over there, you said because it was convenient for you. That's what you said. So they didn't have to pay for your plane ticket or anything else. So why are you getting mad because it was convenient for them? You made it convenient, dummy. Like, what? You acting like a hurt female, bro.
Reason why Justin Waller, Sterling Cooper, myself, who else has been there? Derek Thomas, who I got that for him. I got them. Who else did I get? I got Derek Thomas. Mike Tang. I got Mike Tang on that show. I brought George Gammon. I brought George Gammon along. George Gammon happened to be doing the Rebel Capitalist in June. They didn't have to pay for anything. They didn't have to worry about that content. That's good fucking top shelf. I mean, go look at the views of that show. Go look at the engagement for that show. We were supposed to have Torsha was supposed to be with us that week. You know why she wasn't there? Because they were unwilling to give her airfare from Chicago to Fort Lauderdale. That's why. If it's not convenient, they don't have you on. Simple as that. That's why I was asking Pearl, and Pearl, if you can clarify this, or hell, even John Anthony. John Anthony, if you want to clarify this, did they fly you out? Did they say you booked this months in advance? Clearly, they must have given you hotel and airfare to come out at the very least to help them get engagement and make a lot of money, build their brand. But that's why you have locals. It's nothing but locals, really. Even Alex from Playing with Fire lives in Brickell. Who else? Destiny. Destiny's been on the show. He's certainly in Florida at that time. They didn't pay for him to come out there.
Look at all these people he's rattling off. Well, they got to be on his show, and it was convenient. He got to be on his show. It was convenient. Everybody was on your show. It was convenient. Everyone but me, even though I said it was convenient for me to be there, and you didn't have to pay for my plane ticket. But it's still unfair that you pay for their plane ticket and not mine, bro. Like you're contradicting yourself in every sentence, dog. You're not making any sense. So then, if it was convenient for you and they didn't have to pay, why is this an issue to begin with? Why is this a issue for you to burn relationships over $60? Really, bruh? Really? $60 in a plane ticket is enough for you to call it quits. And for you talking about convenience, they flew your buddy MLD out from Japan. They spent 7 bands. Japan to Miami, that don't sound convenient to me. So if they were going to be inconvenient by getting your boy MLD on the show, why is it inconvenient for everyone else that lives in the area? Like, you're not making any sense, Rollo. This is, oh my God.
Well, I don't think they did. Pretty sure they didn't. It was convenient. It was content of convenience. And somebody brought up the 48 laws of power earlier on. I forget which number it is, but it's one of the laws of power is get everyone else to do the work but take all the credit. But bravo, sticking to the plan there. If it's convenient and it's free, you get on. If we got to fly you out, it's not. Which is why Tori doesn't get called to do Jedediah Bila's show. which is why Kevin Savo doesn't get called, who I've suggested several times. He never gets the call. He's in.
Kevin Savo is a hack. He sucks your dick for money. That's all it is, bro. And his channel's not gonna grow the more he hangs out with you. Anyone that rocks with you don't grow, because Rollo, anyone that stays underneath you, you stifle their growth. Okay, when Fresh and Fit were underneath you, they didn't grow. None of them did. Every time they grow is when they're not with you, because you don't grow, and the way you grow is by holding everybody else's down. You're like literally the ultimate definition of a crab in a bucket ass nigga, bro.
Connecticut. That's why. Let's see who else. I've also suggested Jason Hartman, which is strange to me because Jason is actually in Palm Beach. You could have him.
I'm practically done with this food, bro. Like, I mean, he goes on for hours, and we're not gonna play the full 5 hours, but we're gonna do part 2 tomorrow, because we're gonna talk about Pearl's part of this whole situation. All right, what happened with Pearl on that same show, and it was bad. Like, it was bad. Pearl versus Destiny. I didn't even know that shit happened, but when I watched the bat, it really exposed Pearl for the grifter that she is. And some of y'all, I know y'all will combat and say, Duke, no, she's not. She means everything she's saying. And Obsidian said that she should be the new leader of the Black Manosphere. I know. But just bear with me for a second. Wouldn't it just, if you just thought about it, and if those of you guys who watch that show, you know, understanding where Pearl gets her talking points from, doesn't it just occur to you that, like, when someone doesn't have their talking points in front of them, or for some reason they're in an environment where those talking points are made obsolete, and then you finally get to see the true nature of their arguments and what they really believe, and you really find out that aside from those talking points, they don't really have anything else of substance. Once you realize that, shouldn't that just wake you up? Shouldn't that be enough to wake you up that somebody built a platform with over 1 million+ subs, and yet they did it without even knowing what the fuck they were talking about? So then I ask you guys this question. Is that the problem of the women who are coming in here taking them to the space, or the men who know that these women are lying to them, but they don't give a crap because they love being lied to? Guys, I definitely want to see you guys in that episode. This is the longest stream I've done in a long time. I haven't gone over 3 hours, but it's Rollo. He goes on for a long time. So tomorrow, we will continue on with part 2, as well as part 3 with Donnie Boy's response, okay, to the whole Abba and Pre situation, and you won't believe what he says, okay? So, guys, Don, let me catch your super chat before we leave here. It says, Duke, watch Zhao's last video on Trollo. Did he respond? He responded already? Guys, like, this shit just pays for itself. I love the Manosphere, bro. Like, y'all clowns. Like, this shit just pays for itself. All right, I gotta watch that video. We definitely don't have time to cover it tonight. Otherwise, this is gonna be a 5-hour stream, and I definitely don't want that. And don't worry, guys. I'll definitely chop up bits and pieces of this, and then we'll put it as clips. But, like, I don't want to go into a 5-hour stream, bro. Like, I got way too much going on. All right, so we can't have time for that. But tomorrow, I promise you, we're gonna get that done. All right, it's gonna be listen. That's all we do here, bro. All right, some of y'all think it's hating or whatever it is. I don't care, bro. Like, these guys are funny. You have, like, listen, like, why Dot laugh at them? Listen, like, these are the guys that claim to be masculine men. And you're telling me that you see a bunch of alpha men acting like girls and you don't want to laugh at it? This shit's fucking hilarious, all right? It's like going into the jungle and observing this bullshit, all right? You're just calling it out, and it's happening as you see it, okay? The self-implosion of Rollo Tomassi has officially begun, and we are all here for it, because we already know the downfall of Rollo Tomassi is a downfall of the Rollo pill and every one of those Rollo tires that pop that shit, okay? So, guys, I want to see you on tomorrow's show. Definitely hit the like button on this and hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.